Hi there, folks, and welcome back if you're watching today's earlier broadcast. We're here tonight to cover the VIR 3 hour at Virginia International Raceway, and I'd like to welcome to the commentary box once again Adrian Jarvis. How you going tonight, mate?
Yeah, thanks, Bernie. I'm doing well. Hey, viewers. Hope you're ready for a decent race at VIR. Nice long track. Good drafting here, Bernie.
Yeah, we can expect a lot of drafting. We're actually broadcasting from VIR for the Star Mazdas last Thursday night, so we know what to expect on this great track. Looking at our passing opportunities, of course, the first corner coming through that horseshoe is going to give them a good opportunity if they get on the inside there.
Yeah, good opportunity for passing, and sometimes if people aren't ready, can outbrake themselves and have a big one there, Bernie, too.
Yeah, definitely. They've got to watch that braking coming into turn one, but then really they're not going to get another passing opportunity all the way up to turn 10 for Southern Bend or South Bend, because they're not going to be able to pass through the NASCAR bend or the left hook or even up through that snake part.
Yeah, no, Benny, it's quite single file through there. I have raced here before in my infancy, and one of these tracks that is a bit scary to jump on here in your first time and expect to do well, and trying to stay out of people's way. I know it's quite scary.
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely single file through there, but folks, you can expect them to set up for passes coming through Southern Bend, coming into turn 11 and then through turn 12 Oak Tree is going to be crucial. Don't expect they might pass through there. It's pretty tight, but it's more important they get a good slingshot off turn 12 onto that back straight.
Yeah, for sure, Bernie. That back straight is quite a long one, and you get yourself sorted getting into the Oak Tree corner there and set yourself up right. You can definitely get a overtaking move before you get to the turn 14 there.
Yeah, definitely, and keep an eye out, folks, when they come into the roller coaster, turn 14, 14A. You can expect a lot of action there. On Thursday night, we had them going 3 wide into there, believe it or not, Adrian.
A game of men than me, I think, Bernie. I'd be making sure I'd back out of that and let them go, I think.
Yeah, me too, but they were open wheelers, of course. It's a different game now that we're back here tonight for the GT3 Endurance Series.
Yeah, for sure, Bernie. Those open wheelers probably got a little bit more downforce and aren't as wide as these big GT3 cars.
Yeah, that's right. And having a look at our track, folks, I quite like this track. I think it's a great track. We've got around about 18 turns on this circuit. The track length is 5.26 kilometres. Tonight we're here for 3 hours, so it's an enduro race with 2 drivers, so you can expect to see driver changes probably on the hour mark. So I'm predicting probably a 2-stop race tonight, and the guys have 2 fast repairs.
Yeah, that's the information I'm getting out of the teams tonight, Bernie. That's roughly a 2-stop race, close to an hour. They can run on fuel, so guarantee you they'll throw tyres on as well. And I did a little test here today as well, Bernie. I roughly timed it. It's about a minute from the time you enter the pit lane to exit a pit lane. That's filling it up and for brand new tyres.
Okay, well, we'll definitely keep an eye on that as the pit stops go through there, Adrian. I've also had a look at the weather tonight, and I must say it's very cold out there. That's air temperatures, I think it's 6 degrees.
Geez, that's a cool day out there, Bernie, but yeah, it's going to be nice, and the engines will be singing quite well today, so they might use a bit of fuel up.
Yeah, that's right, because I was quite surprised. Air temp was, I think, 6 degrees. Track temp was 0 degrees, if I'm right, with no wind, so and partly cloudy. So I think the guys, if it is that cold, which we'll confirm once we go live, I think the guys are going to be struggling to keep those tyres warm.
Yes, Bernie, it's one of those things, we've been dealing with a heat wave basically nearly every track we go to, and then we're going to suffer a cold one. So the boys have got different conditions every time we get out there.
Yeah, that's right. And also earlier today, I've put together a lap around Virginia International Raceway in the Ford GT3 for your viewing pleasure, folks. So we will cut to that now. Hi there, folks. Welcome to RRTV's Hot Lap. I thought we'd change it up a bit today and we would jump into the Ford GT3 for a run around Virginia International Raceway. For those of you who have been watching our broadcasts, I did a hot lap around here in a Star Mazda. But you'll notice this track's quite a lot different when we get into the GT3s. So anyway, let's go for a hot lap. Just coming down on the main straight now. Down into second. Third. Up to fourth. Down to second. Coming up to the snake. Nurse through there in third. Flat out now. Keeping it straight. Up into sixth. Again, we're hitting this pretty much flat out. Hopping the curbs. Oh, there we go. Down to fifth. Feather it through Southern Bend. Coming down to the oak tree. Okay, poor exit there on my behalf, but coming up the back straight now. Flat out as we come up now to the roller coaster. 235 kilometres an hour. 250 kilometres an hour. Brake fourth, third, second. Feather it through here. Up into third, fourth. Back to third. And then straight back onto the straight for a lap around Virginia International Raceway. 1:52.882. So there you go, folks. A lap around Virginia International Raceway in the Ford GT3. So thanks for jumping on board and enjoy the broadcast. So there you go, folks, a lap around Virginia International Raceway in the Ford GT3. So having a quick look at our team standings at the moment, Adrian, we've had Direct Clutch Motorsports now has taken the lead of this championship over Trans-Tasman Racing. That was mainly because Trans-Tasman Racing didn't race last week, and I don't think they're here again this week, are they?
I haven't seen them pop up yet, Bernie, which should be a shame. Like leading the championship, for whatever reason last week they weren't here, and now they're missing again. So look, it's not going to look good if they're not here this week. They're going to really drop down the standings, which is such a shame. They were doing so well.
Yeah, it's a real shame if they're not here again tonight. But having a look at our points standing, the top five at the moment, Direct Clutch Motorsports has a points lead of 166 points over Trans-Tasman Racing, 142 points. MF Tech in third at the moment on 136 points. Blackadder Motorsports number 66 is fourth, followed by Blackadder Motorsports number 67, their sister team. So Blackadder's doing a fantastic job there, Adrian, fourth and fifth.
Yeah, it just shows consistency. Obviously with direct clutch, we've seen them win the championship last year, which is great racing and being up the pointy end. But how's this for Blackadder? They're just sitting up there consistent and getting their points up there.
Well, that's exactly right. They've been doing that each round. Doing a consistent run and quite competitive run. So we're actually in round 7 tonight, folks. So we have this round and another 3 to go before this championship's wrapped up. So we're just cutting across now to live pictures. We've got 3 minutes and 51 seconds roughly till the end of qualifying.
Yeah, a little bit of news here, Bernie. I've had a look at the Rothmans GT Racing, and they've actually changed cars for this round. They're actually in a rough tonight.
Well, that's quite interesting. So, yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's maybe they've decided that the GT isn't really to their liking, and have been struggling probably with it, but it's been such a shame. I think they've been doing quite well with that car and getting it in the race and doing a good job with it. But obviously they've decided that it's not the car to have at this track.
Yeah, that's a strong possibility, and I don't think there's any McLarens out there that I've seen either tonight. So it looks like, again, it's just mainly rough sand BMWs.
It's such a shame. These GT3 cars are awesome cars, but it just seems like everyone's gone rough in BMW. And I guarantee you, when the Aston Martin comes out, it'll probably be a full field of Aston Martins and maybe a rough or BMW here and there.
Yeah, that's right. I know with I think the SRA, when we're running that, they made us stick with the car we selected at the start of the season to stop people chopping and changing like that. Maybe that's a possibility for the SEK to look at.
I don't think it's a bad idea, Bernie. At least then you've got these manufacturers in here, and these guys have got to settle down with one car. The bad thing about that is obviously iRacing keeps updating these cars. So who knows? If you're in the Ford GT, they update it and make it even better, then you could be up near the pointy end. That's one of the things that happens.
Yeah, so that's exactly right. So having a look at our top 10 at the moment as qualifying stands, Christopher Osborne in a rough has provisional pole over Gary Hamilton in the 3Cs BMW. Baden Reed, fantastic effort again tonight by Baden. He's qualified in 3rd at the moment. Guy Leach is currently in 4th. In 5th, we have another good showing from Tom Jones in Evolution Racing Australia rough. Looks like a new guy tonight, Adrian Christian Challoner in 6th position tonight.
Yeah, sounds like a new name for us guys. A lot of guys to try and remember, Bernie. I know we struggle with it now and again, but throwing another one in there, it's really going to test our mental strength.
Yeah, that's for sure. 7th at the moment, we've got Matthew Dignam in a rough. 8th, the Schweck brothers in the Rothmans rough tonight. Lewis Kugeley is currently in 9th position in the BMW, and Troy Maguire rounds out our top 10.
And just as you said that, he's just dropped out, and we've got another Blackadder back in there, Bernie, with James Poole in the, I think, is it the BMW? Yeah, BMW. Those guys run BMW, so just knocked him out then by 1/100th of a second.
Well, there you go. So 20 seconds to go, folks, until the end of qualifying. It's also great to see at the moment the new Pagnian paint jobs out there tonight.
Yeah, Benny, I know it was a last-minute deal for those guys to get at least their sponsor on the car last week, but obviously they've got it all sorted, which they've had plenty of time to do, and yeah, the cars are looking really nice tonight.
Yeah, no, they look really good. It looks like they're carrying the livery from the next level simulator packages by the looks of it.
Yeah, Benny, it's looking very nice. I still reckon you and I have got to get out there at some stage. We'll chuck a special livery on there, but I think that might end up being a big target and everyone will take us out, I think.
It's all right, mate. I'm just going to paint the car up like a big speed bump, and we should be fine.
Yeah, I think you might be right there. We might have to get really low profile tyres on there so we're actually even close to the ground so the boys don't have too much trouble getting over the top of us.
Yeah, that's right. So qualifying is finishing at the moment, folks. So at the moment we still have Christopher Osborne in provisional pole. He set the fastest lap of a 1:45.4 tonight. Gary Hamilton is 1/10 down in second at the moment. So once this wraps up, folks, I'm going to try and get our grid up and we'll take you through the whole field of 26 cars.
Once again, Bernie, Christopher Osborne just lowered his lap time there at the last dying seconds. He got down to a 1:45.299, so he dropped it a couple more tenths.
Yeah, they're definitely keeping us on our toes tonight, aren't they?
Yeah, Bernie, so this is going to be really good viewing tonight. So, like the skippies before. And Mark's up here already. Thanks, guys. I'm trying to go and keep on top of it again. Thanks for your comments. Loving it. Makes the broadcast so much better for Bernie and myself. So, yeah, keep it going. 3 Black Hatters in the top 10. So, a good job by those tonight. And just showing you why they're up near the top of the championship here at the moment.
Yeah, definitely. I'm just having a quick look at the driver lineups, folks, so give me one moment. I'm having quite a bit of a brain fade tonight, but I'll be back with you in a second.
Well, I'll quickly go through the grid at the moment, ladies and gentlemen, while Bernie's sorting that out. We've got Direct Clutch Motorsports car on pole. We've got Gary Hamilton's 3C's Craft Beer Racing in second position. He did a 1:45.533, so top job there by Gary. Baden Reed and a driver in the KRF Racing are in third. Pagani IRF Racing number 46 rough is in fourth at the moment. Evolution Racing Australia fifth. Blackadder Motorsports is sixth. Pagani IRFF, that's a mouthful, Bernie, I can tell you, in seventh. The Rothmans GT in eighth. And then we have the 2 Blackadder Motorsports cars in ninth and 10th.
Yeah, that's right. And going through the rest of the field, we've got Troy Maguire in 11th at the moment. Oh, boy. Andy Goodison in 12th, Shane McMahon 13th, Gavin Sadler for IRFF Pagnian Racing in 14th, Tim Ballinger for Redback Racing starting from 15th tonight. 16th we have Paul Mansell, 17th Terry Marwood, 18th M Davis, 19th A Smith, 20th will be Paul Lonergan. 21st, oh man, I'm having trouble tonight, Michael Ford. 22nd, Mr. Zimmerman. 23rd, Kurt Metcalf. 24th, Nathan Britton. 25th is David Mutton. And that's our field, folks.
Not a bad field tonight. 25 guys in here, so off they go on the warm-up lap or parade lap, whatever one you want to call it. I'd say it's the warm-up lap, wouldn't you say, Bernie?
Yeah, I think it's more a warm-up lap. They're not sort of standing in the back of utes and waving to the crowd. So, yeah, pace lap we'll call this.
Cool. So the long stretch here for our pace lap, isn't it, Bernie? 5K, so they'll be trundling around here for a bit. Hopefully they get around here quite orderly. I know it's going to be a bit tough in the first few corners, especially through the S's. I've had incidents through the bus stop at Daytona. Someone's ran into the side of me, so it's not very pleasant when you're doing that on the pace lap.
Yeah, that's right. Normally, most things are fairly orderly out there when they're trundling around. As we can see now, Gary Hamilton in the 3Cs Craft Beer right behind the Direct Clutch Motorsports driver at the moment. I'm just resetting our overlays again.
Yes, I feel for you, Bernie. I've got a smaller computer and I have trouble, so I can only imagine with the overlays and trying to run everything. It's not a good thing. So, but anyway, we'll get there. Like always, I think we're do a pretty good job here at the moment with what we have.
Yeah, that's right. It's not too bad. I'm starting to get used to the quirks of this system, and hopefully the viewers will enjoy the broadcast again tonight.
So they're coming up through the S's. That's a phenomenal bit of track there, Bernie, in it through the S's. I just love it. You flat stick through there and you get throwing the car one way, throwing the car the other way, so a bit of excitement there.
Yeah, definitely. And I know when I did the lap around there in the Ford GT3, I had a bit of excitement up there, as the viewers might have heard me sort of go whoops as we went through there. As they're now coming up the back straight, folks, the pace car's lights are out, and we can expect the pace car to pull in, and then oh man, hang on a second.
Yeah, so just trundling along. It's geez, I forgot what the pace is around here. About 65 kilometres an hour they're doing at the moment, isn't it, Bernie? So they're just trundling along here. The pace car will pull in, and then it's up to the pole man to control the field. So once he sees that green flag drop, he can go, and we'll see what happens from there. And we know Gary's no slouch, so he's mixed in there with a few roughs, isn't he, Bernie?
Yeah, definitely, and we can expect Gary to be challenging for the lead coming in the first corner, but he will be on the outside. So I think this might be Christopher Osborne's first corner, but the one they're going to have to watch is Baden Reed starting in third position, because we all know Baden's quite a good driver. So as they come down, pace cars in, Christopher Osborne has now taken the green flag and they're off, folks. Coming into the first corner, into the horseshoe, Christopher's got a good lead there, followed by Gary Hamilton and Baden Reed.
It was a good jump there by Christopher Osborne, as we can see there in turn one. They bunch up there, it gets a little bit tight. So far it looks okay there at the back. They're all fairly through there, orderly at the moment.
Yeah, and we've got Tom Jones. He's in fifth at the moment in the Maverick Welding rough. So he's had a good start, followed by one of the Blackadder BMWs.
Yeah, and we've got a couple of ERAs down the back here at the moment. They're getting through at the moment. Oh, and Paul Lonergan got a bit wide there. They're right down at the back at the moment, Bernie. He got a little bit wide, but he's back, still on the track there now, and off they go. So it looks like they've all single file now, Bernie.
Yeah, we can expect single file through there, but the good thing is they have all had a nice clean start. So basically, having a look out front, we have Christopher Osborne out front, followed by Gary Hamilton. Third is Baden Reed. Fourth, Guy Leach, and rounding out the top five is Tom Jones in the Evolution Racing Australia rough.
Yeah, it looks like the roughs have certainly got the pace here tonight. Gary's doing a fantastic job up there at the moment, and it's just one of those things. We'll see how it goes, but we know Gary can handle the car and keep up there after Silverstone last week.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So my mistakes, folks. We've got Chris Tarrant started the race tonight in the Direct Clutch Motorsports rough, so he's got the lead now. He's got 0.3 of a gap over Gary Hamilton, and we can see now Baden Reed was coming under pressure there by Guy Leach in the Pagnian Imports rough, but Baden Reed holds that out in third at the moment. But I tell you what, Tom Jones is looking racy tonight.
Yeah, they certainly are. We've got 4 roughs up the front here, and one BMW, and they're not broken away, but they've certainly got a little bit of gap next to the next Blackadder BMW. So if these guys aren't careful, these first 5 guys might get a little bit of a break here, Bernie.
Well, that's right, and we're having a ride now with Tom Jones in the Evolution Racing Australia rough, and I tell you what, he's trying to find somewhere to move, but that Pagnian Imports rough is looking mighty wide there.
Yeah, certainly is. It seems like guys not quite on the pace at the moment, and Tom's probably a little bit quicker at the moment, so he wants to try and get around and try and latch on here to Baden Reed and try and push this car up a little bit closer to the front.
Yeah, definitely. And the other thing they guys have to be a bit disciplined about is they've got to remember this is a 3-hour race. If they use up their fast repairs early, they're going to be in trouble.
Yeah, for sure, Bernie. They only got 2, so that's going to be for each pit stop. So if they have to pit early to fix their car, they're going to be dead in the water, I think, tonight. They won't be able to make it back from that.
Yeah, that's right. And so having a look through the field, folks, we have Chris Tarrant still out in front. He's got a lead now of 0.6 of a second over Gary Hamilton in the 3Cs Craft Beer BMW. Baden Reed in the KRF rough is still third, followed by Guy Leach in the IRFF Pagnian Imports rough in fourth. Fifth, Tom Jones. Sixth, Christian Challoner, followed by seventh, we have Timothy Schweck at the moment in the Rothmans rough. Eighth is Richard Brookfield. Ninth, Lewis Kugeley in the second Blackadder BMW, and it looks like he's got some connection issues going on out there, Adrian.
Yeah, I noticed that, Bernie. He did disappear there on my screen for a second, so let's hope it doesn't affect him throughout the race. I know he doesn't want it to happen and doesn't want to... Oh, there's a spinner. This Rothmans has gone around. They're struggling here at the moment to get around, Bernie. You might have to get a replay on that. He looks like he lost it. Yeah,
we've got him. He's still sitting there. We'll grab a replay of this. The guys are all having to go wide here to get around him, but they have, and he's reversed now out of trouble. So great driving by everyone. We'll just catch a replay of what occurred there.
Yeah, biggest loser out of that, Bernie, was Richard. He had to go out wide there, and he's keep dropping position. So his rhythm's right out of pace here. So he's gone a little bit further. So hard luck for that for those guys at the moment. But if they can bounce back, they'll be okay. Yeah,
it's definitely having a look at Richard now going wide around in that replay. I tell you what, Timothy was so lucky. Those guys all took evasive action. That was great driving.
Yeah, well done from the boys. I know it's not easy. It's one of those bad corners there. He looks like he just got a little bit wide there, didn't he, Bernie, and touched the grass, and it just turned the car around, and he's right on the racing line. So well done for the boys for missing him.
Yeah, he dropped his rear wheel just off in the dirt, which was enough to turn that car around. So as we know, these GT3s are pretty stiffly sprung, so it doesn't take much for them to go a bit feral, especially the rough.
Yeah, for sure, Bernie. And it's not Richard hasn't had a break here. He's just got to gather it back up, but it's so hard, especially when you got all these guys just hounding you. So at the moment, it looks like I think he's dropped a little bit less than 11th at the moment. But once they get around around and finish this lap, I'll be able to be certain, unless you can correct me there, Bernie.
No, we've definitely got him in 11th at this stage of the race, but he's now coming under pressure by his teammate, and that would be just trying to find out who that is. I think that might be Gavin Sadler.
Yeah, that's it, Bernie. I'll let you through, sir. But I don't think they've got team orders in that great outfit there. They'll be allowed to race as long as they're not don't rub too hard against each other. Yeah,
exactly right. I know the IRFF guys, Pagnian Imports sponsors. They're all really good racers, and they're all out there to give their sponsors a good show. As we look at Baden Reed now, coming under pressure now by Guide Leach for third position, so it's really heating up here.
Certainly is, Bernie. Seems like Baden's probably dropped off a little bit here, and he's starting to become the little bit of the bottleneck here between these three roughs at the moment.
Yeah, that's right. He has dropped a little bit, but he's in the 147s at the moment. That's Guy Leach. The rest are in the 146s, so it'll be interesting to see what Guy's got if he can pass Baden.
And it looks like at the moment, the Pagado with Christian in the car, these guys seem to have broken away at now, Bernie.
Yeah, that's right. They've got a lead of 2/10 here as we're riding on the roof of Guy Leach, having a look back at Tom Jones putting the blowtorch to the rear bumper.
Yeah, great racing again, Bernie. I didn't expect anything less from these guys tonight. So awesome job so far, and we're only a few laps into it, so I'm doing a fantastic job again.
Yeah, that's right. These guys always put on a fantastic show for us. Week in, week out, it's always a pleasure to broadcast this.
Yeah, for sure, Bernie, and I know Mark loves our broadcast, so thank you very much, mate. Much appreciated. Once again, viewers, I'll keep harping on this every time we broadcast. Don't forget to press the like button, and please share it out to your Facebook friends, your Twitter friends. Get them involved in this esport. This is fantastic stuff, and the more people getting into it, the better for everyone, I think.
Yeah, definitely. And if you haven't subscribed yet, folks, definitely do that. We hit our milestone of 200 subscribers this week, so the next step is trying to get it up to 300.
Don't forget our sponsors there too, sponsors as well, Bernie, with Pagnian Imports and the SEK Queensland good boys there too. So fantastic to have those on. Good to get all these sponsors on board with this racing. It's fantastic.
Yeah, definitely. We can't thank enough our sponsors of SEK Queensland. For the folks out there that are into endurance karting that live in Queensland, definitely check out the Southern Endurance Karting Queensland, and you can find that at sekqld.com.au, and also Pagnian Imports. If you need any good sim gear, definitely check out Pagnian Imports. They're really probably they would be the leading importer of sim racing gear in Australia.
Bernie, while we were gas bagging there and getting a few things sorted, it looks like Gary Hamilton's got the lead here, so we missed the overtaking there, mate.
Yeah, we did. Unfortunately, I was plugging the sponsors at that time. I'll see if I can get us a replay, but I have a feeling we may have missed that overtake.
Yeah, sorry viewers, just trying to get a few things out the road, and we missed one of the change for the lead. Yeah,
oh well. It looks like they both got through cleanly. So Gary Hamilton in 3C's Craft Beer BMW now has taken the lead from Chris Tarrant in the Direct Clutch Motorsports rough. Baden Reed is still in third at this stage, and fourth Guy Leach, followed by fifth Tom Jones in the Evolution Racing Australia entry.
Well, Bernie, I've gone back to see where he did it. He did it on the back straightaway coming up into the corner there, so he's done it, must have got a good turn off of the Oak Tree corner, and just had a good draft all the way up into the corner and just took him there, so well done, Gary.
Yeah, I think that's where we're going to see a lot of the moves tonight. Will be up in the roller coaster, especially if the guys get a good launch out of Oak Tree. The other part will be into the horseshoe, but that's always a bit trickier. As we can see further back now, Guy Leach is starting to let's have a look here. It looks like Tom Jones has just taken Guy Leach in the same spot.
Yeah, Bernie, it looks like the favoured spot tonight to be overtaking. So I guarantee you we'll probably get a lot more of that done tonight. And we can see Tom already starting to close up on Baden here.
Yeah, as we have a look at the replay, we can see Tom looking on the outside. He's got a great slingshot there from the toe. Side by side, they're going up into the roller coaster, and he's taken that position quite well.
Yeah, good driving from the boys. Well done. Just trying to have a look to see what other battles we've got going here at the moment, Benny. They're fairly sedate at the moment. We do have little bits and pieces. We've got a 4-car group here in 10th, 11th, 12th and 13th, but nothing too major at the moment, not like what's going on at the front.
Yeah, we'll stay with this because now Tom Jones is starting to put the pressure on Baden Reed for that third position.
Yes, he certainly is, isn't he, Bernie? So I think I'll come back to and watch this for a bit, Bernie, with you, because boy's a little bit quiet at the moment, so we may miss something at the back, but we can see Tom here. He might get the draft up here, so we'll see if Baden's awake here and see if he tries to cover him a bit, but it's a bit hard, isn't it, Bernie, really? If you cover him, then you don't have him for the next corner.
Yeah, well, that's right. As Tom's having a look now for that move, he's just not quite close enough, but boy, does he get close up to the back of that KRF rough.
Yeah, he certainly did, Bernie, didn't he? And Baden was awake to that one, so Tom's going to have to look for another place to overtake, and it wouldn't surprise me if he tries down here at turn 1 if he could get a good exit speed out of that last corner.
Yeah, that's right. He'll. I don't think he's quite close enough yet, but he's definitely showing his nose. I think, up at the roller coaster, he's going to have another go.
Yeah, for sure, Bernie. And geez, didn't Baden and Tom really go deep into turn 1 there? You could hear him in the tyres just complaining a bit, trying to get into that corner.
Yeah, that's right. And I bet you Tom, as Baden makes a mistake there, and as he's coming under pressure from Tom, I was about to say, I bet you Tom wants to pass Baden because he's looking at his old team KRF in front of him at the moment.
Yeah, he's keen to get past, and Baden's slowly making a few mistakes, so wouldn't be surprised if he tries up here, Bernie. If he's really close, he might try up here near the oak tree.
Yeah, Baden's disappeared on my monitor. Is he on yours?
Yeah, I've got Baden, but I don't have Tom, so it seems like a little bit of netcode there with both of them.
Yeah, definitely, folks. Sorry about that. We seem to have lost Tom Jones at the moment. He has not reappeared on my screen at all, so let's hope he doesn't drop out of this race.
Yeah, very weird there at the moment. I can't see him disconnected either at the moment there, Bernie, so hoping he's there, but it's unfortunate at the moment we don't have him.
No, we've still got him in white at this stage. He's dropped all the way down to 22nd. White on my screen, folks, means he's not in the session. But I'm sure if he does drop out, Adrian will keep us up to date on that. But it's not the first time we've had internet connection issues, is it?
No, Bernie, we've had quite a few in the even at Silverstone. We've had Timothy Ballinger. He's been one of the biggest one in previous weeks. He's had it constantly, so that's a bit of his internet provider. But I did see that the SWEC boys had issues last week as well, and there was another one. And yes, Tom Jones has dropped now, Bernie. So that's a shame for those guys being up the front.
Oh, that's a real shame because they were looking really racy out there tonight, and I'm sure Tom's going to be kicking himself, if not kicking his provider, tomorrow morning.
Yeah, for sure, Bernie. You're out here trying to race, and I mean, it's no one's fault, but it's real frustrating, and you can hear it in the guys' voices when you talk to them, or even on on the forums there, you can see how disappointed and dejected they are from being dropped from their provider.
Yeah, that's right. So getting back to the race now, we've got Gary Hamilton. He's got a great lead of 1.6 seconds. But Chris Tarrant now is coming under pressure from Baden Reed in the KRF Rough, but Guy Leach in the iRace for Fun Pagnian Imports Rough is still taking it to him.
Certainly is, and I'll tell you what, Christian's doing a good job here. He's just sitting back there and following these guys around. So if any of these three guys make a mistake, he's up there and he's got a free spot. So doing a fantastic job there in that Blackadder BMW. So the only two sole BMWs up near the front there, Bernie. Yeah,
Blackadder's again doing a fantastic effort. They are strong week in, week out. Also, I'm not sure if we've got any of the All-Star Motorsports guys with us tonight.
Yeah, no, it doesn't look like, Bernie. So maybe they're finding it a little bit hard at the moment trying to get a guy to set their cars up, possibly. So maybe they need to put a fielders out and try and hook up with another team to do some test sessions and help them out that way if that's the case for them. But who knows? We're just seeing what we see. So... and also we've got Troy Maguire here saying hi all. Hi Troy, thanks for watching, mate. Try and get a few guys on here and have a watch at this fantastic race.
Yeah, definitely welcome Troy. I hope you're enjoying the broadcast out there, and we really appreciate you sending us a message. Getting back to All-Star Motorsports, I know they are a small team, so they probably at the moment have to pick and choose which series they're following.
Yeah, for sure, and it looks like Baden Reed's having a shot here at the moment, Bernie.
He definitely is, as they go side by side now up into, oh boy, I tell you what, Guy Leach was having a look there as well. So Baden has taken Chris, and Chris nearly slipped into the clutches of Guy Leach, who came up really fast behind him.
Yeah, a bit of a draft there, two cars, so he would have had a beautiful draft up there. And watch out, everyone, Baden Reed is now in second spot, and we saw him chase down Gary last week at Silverstone, so I'm sure Baden's going to have the eyes on and try and keep up with Gary now.
Yeah, definitely. As we're having a look at the back, or out the back of Chris Tarrant, we can just see how fast Guy Leach in that Pagnian Imports rough is closing up under brake. So I think it's a matter of time before we see Guy trying to take that third position.
Yeah, for certain. We'll see how they're going. Sorry, Bernie, I was just checking out what Troy's writing, so I'll get back to that in a second.
That's all right, mate. Yeah, so as we go back, looking at our top 10, folks, we have Gary Hamilton now with a 2.5 second lead in the 3Cs craft beer, followed by Baden Reed in the KRF rough, Kimmy's Rural Fencing rough. Chris Tarrant in the Direct Clutch Motorsports rough is third, followed by the Pagnian Imports entry of Guy Leach in fourth. Fifth, Blackadder Motorsport, Christian Challoner. Now, some 8 seconds down the track, we have the sister car with Lewis Kugeley driving the Blackadder Motorsports BMW in 6th position. 7th position, we have Rod Pinder in the sister car of Guy Leach in 7th position. 8th, we have Ian McMahon having another great run in the mobile BMW. Gavin Sadler is in 9th at the moment in the BMW Z4. And rounding out our top 10 is Richard Brookfield. So we have IRFF cars, 4 of them by the looks of it, in the top 10 at this stage.
Yeah, well done. And I've got a few cars in here. And sorry, Troy, our fault. Good commentators we are, Bernie. Troy is actually the second driver for Rod Pinder. So the winners from last week. Thanks, man, for watching. Yeah, try and get a few of your family friends to come and watch it. But thanks for joining us, and hope you're enjoying the broadcast. So they're getting a bit of information off us tonight, Bernie.
Oh, that's fair enough. And if you ever get bored, Troy, definitely jump into the commentary box and we can have a bit of a chat and see if you can inform us of any team secrets. That would be really good.
Yeah, we won't tell anyone. We're quite secretive up here, Troy.
Yeah, that's right. It's just you, me, and probably about half a dozen other viewers. But getting back to this race now, we have a good battle developing between 9th, 10th and 11th at the moment with the Selby Racing car driven by Andy Goodison starting to catch up on Richard Brookfield.
Yeah, Benny, I was having a look at these guys earlier and there wasn't much in it, but they certainly have closed up together now. So, it's just one of those battles brewing, cars getting up to the temperature and feeling comfortable in the cars after the start. It can get a little bit hairy there to start with, and the boys just settling in, getting their rhythm going. So this is getting interesting.
Yeah, definitely. As we have a look at 7th position now, Rod Pinder in the number 3 Pagnin Imports Rough, having a great drive there, Troy. Some 12 seconds down from the leader, so you're going to have to tell him to hurry it up a bit there, mate. So jumping back up the front, we have Guy Leach again in 4th as our cameraman's jumping back to the battle now. The cameraman has no idea what he wants to watch at the moment, folks, so sorry about that.
Yeah, it's funny with that cameraman. Sometimes he really wants to do his own thing, so unfortunately.
Yeah, we're torn between watching the great battle for 2nd, 3rd and 4th or jumping back to the battle at 9th, 10th and 11th at this stage. But it looks like now Chris Tarrant is starting to come under pressure by Guy, although Guy did run wide there coming out of South Bend.
Bernie, I was just checking up on a few cars at the back here. The Redback Racing BMW, it looks like it's been in the pits already, Bernie, so that's quite early.
Yeah, it looks like they've had one pit stop of 32 seconds, but the other one in trouble at the moment is the number 68 entry with James Poole behind the wheel at the moment. They've had 2 pit stops at the moment.
Yeah, it's such a shame for those. We haven't seen that at the moment, so let's hope that it wasn't a big one, and hopefully it's just like maybe they're doing a different strategy, who knows.
Yeah, and I'd like to give a shout out to Evolution Racing Australia. Tom Jones has rejoined the server. He's currently running in 24th and 3 laps down, unfortunately, but it's great to see that they've come back to continue the race tonight.
Yeah, for sure, Benny. It's always good to see them come back. They're still fighting along, and just get a good few laps in there for the sponsors as well.
Yeah, exactly right. And as we're jumping back now, having a look at the battle for 10th and 11th, Andy Goodison in the Selby Motorsports number 14 entry, starting to put the pressure on Richard Brookfield.
And Gary hasn't got a way here at the moment either, Bernie, up the front. Baden's only 1.5 seconds behind him at the moment, so it's definitely keeping pressure. And the Chris Tarrant isn't that far away from Baden either, so they really haven't skipped away at the moment. And we got a car in the grass. Yeah,
we've just lost Guy Leach. We're coming back to the replay to see exactly what occurred here, folks. Coming up through the snake, it looks like he's lost it into South Bend.
Let's hope he didn't cut the course there, Bernie, because that results in a black flag. So he's going to have to trundle through the pit lane. So that's going to be a costly mistake if he's rejoined on the other side of the track.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on where he has rejoined. He wants to backtrack, but the rough is up to the usual thing. I guess that's the equivalent of being tossed over the handlebars as it threw him sideways coming out of the snake, and he's ended up in no man's land at this stage.
Yeah, that's that's shocking, isn't it? Just got loose on him, and big power slide and no control.
Yeah, and you're right. He did join back on the back straight, so I have a feeling he is going to get a penalty for that.
Yeah, for sure, Bernie. I know I've done it in practice sessions. I've decided to cut the course just to take a bit of a shortcut and get told that you got to go through and do the black flag. So that's a bit costly mistake there.
Yeah, you've got to be really careful too, because it can end up being a disqualification as well if you're really unlucky.
Yeah, for sure, Bernie. I've seen that. iRacing has got these issues there. I wouldn't call them issues realistically, but they're one of those things. If you do take a shortcut and you go down the track, sometimes it's thinking you're going the wrong way and you'll get a disqualification.
That's right. So we'll keep an eye on that entry of Guy Leach's Pagnian Imports rough. At the moment, we have him all the way down in 21st, and it looks like that might be their race over.
Yeah, I'd say he would have had to go through the pits there, Bernie, if he's way down in 21st.
Yeah, he's sitting in the pits now. I'm just keeping an eye on him to see if they're going to rejoin the track, but another bad turn for our front runners tonight. Yeah,
Bernie, one of these tracks, it is a great track, but if the car isn't quite suited to the track, you can get taken out. It might have a lot of runoff here, but geez, your car just seems to keep going, doesn't it? It doesn't actually arrest a lot of speed, so you've got to be real careful on this track.
Yeah, it's a bit like the way the grass is modelled. It's like it's wet grass, and once you hit that, it takes a very long time to pull the car up. But anyway, Adrian, we have Troy Maguire, who's taken us up on the offer to jump in the commentary box.
Isn't that fantastic? So yeah, bring him up, Bernie. We can have a little bit of chat, and he can stay up here for a few minutes.
Yeah, welcome to RRTV's commentary box, Troy. I'm glad you're enjoying the broadcast. We just saw your sister car, Guy Leach, coming into all sorts of trouble in South Bend at the moment. Do you know if that car's been disqualified?
First of all, hey boys, how are you?
Yeah, good, thanks, mate.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to sort out this TeamSpeak to get on there and give you guys a chat with you. So, but I wouldn't have a clue.
Okay, we've still got him sitting in the pit, so we'll keep an eye on that, folks, and let you know once we get that information. But at the moment, we have Gary Hamilton out front in the 3Cs Craft Beer BMW, followed by Chris Tarrant, and now Christian Challoner is up to third in that Blackadder Motorsport BMW Z4. So he's taken Baden Reed in the KRF Rough. Rounding out our top five at the moment is Rod Pinder in the Pagnian Imports rough entry.
Has something happened there to Baden there, Bernie?
Yeah, I'm just having a look back at the moment. He did have an off-track. He's had a couple of off-tracks, so I would say we'll jump back and see, but it looks like it's cost him a position.
Thanks for joining us, Troy. So you weren't with us last week winning at Silverstone, so congratulations on that, and I'm sure that put a little bit of pep in your step last week.
Yeah, sure, definitely did. I had to build the courage to come and speak here. I'm pretty quiet of a guy, so I was pretty pleased with last week. I thought the car, I put a bit too much understeer in it, but it worked well for us, so our stints worked well.
Yeah, they certainly did, and throwing the boots on at the last pit stop was something that me and Bernie thought was a big call, but in the end it worked really well there for Rod. In the end, he had the tyres to really attack the direct clutch motorsport boys and take the win.
Yeah, that was good. Bit of help from Gav, just to let us know where second place was at. And we never thought of not getting tyres. We were always going to get tyres. So I thought we'll put some new boots on. We only put about half a tank in, so the pit stop wasn't as long as it was, and I thought we should have a lot more pace to catch Chris, and that was the case. So
yeah, no, well done on the win there. And look, Rod's doing a good job at the moment. He's up into 5th place here, so doing a fantastic job at the moment.
Yeah, it's good. Rod does a good job for the team. I spend a lot of time on here making setups. So I spend average about 2-3 hours a day on here, get the car right. So I get the car right, come here and just through the whole setup there, and I tried fixing it the best I could, and it fixed it a little bit. It's not the best, so we just have to do what we've got to do, and hopefully that a lot more people drop out for us to get some more spots.
Yeah, no, fair enough, and no, doing a good job. We did watch Rod last week, and yeah, he definitely had the numbers there last week. So you've done a fantastic job, and being VIR, it's such a long track, so it's quite of a tricky track to get a car perfectly set up here, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, that's for sure. Considering I've playing iRacer for about 4 years, and this is the 3rd time I've been on this track in the whole 4 years I've played. So yeah, I'm not a fan of this track. So this is one of my weaker tracks. Team Zelda next week is a really strong track for me, so hopefully we can get this car back up the front there.
It should be good. You boys are doing a great job, and the whole team on the whole, you know, with the IRF boys putting on this fantastic league, and the whole team in general. I mean, I think the last teammate at the moment is in 11th, I think, if I'm correct there, Bernie.
Yeah, that's Terry Marwood in the number 10 BMW Z4 entry, Adrian.
Yeah, so they're doing a fantastic job, and I see you guys run the rough and BMW, so is that the guys' liking, and how well do you all work together with that sort of setup issue that you guys have?
Well, first of all, I've been speccing the Gav late last year because I was running the C-Spec on the iRacing official, and he approached me for wanting to join the team, so I'll come and join the team. So I help out because I drive the rough a lot. I help all the rough guys with the setup, so I make the setup, and then they all run the same setup that I run, and if they need a little bit of adjustments, I'll make some adjustments for them. But on the BMW half, I don't really drive that car, so I think Paul Mansell looks after that for the other boys there too. So
fantastic, and it just goes to show with a team that if you work together, you actually do strive and do quite well, don't you?
Yeah, well, that's exactly right. It's good because my setups is good for the other boys too. They like them. So as soon as I started making setups, they said they were a lot better than what they were running before. So, which is good.
Well, there you go, Bernie. If we can get a car off Troy here for me to drive, I'll see if I can change my judgment on those roughs for you.
Yeah, I'm sure you would if you got to drive one that's been properly set up, Adrian.
Yeah, Troy, we have a debate up here. I'm a BMW fan, and Bernie is the rough driver, so I debate that I don't like the rough too much because I actually started in the rough because it was one of the cheapest cars to get. You can get 4 in one hit, and I drove the rough for a while, and yeah, it wasn't a very nice car to drive for me. It was real twitchy, so one of those cars that I felt really nervous in. Yeah,
well, I'm actually the opposite. I don't like the BMW at all. I like the rough because it comes alive towards the end of the stint, which is good. A bit of a challenge for me. I like it. I like driving with a bit of oversteer here and there.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's quite funny, Troy. I'm exactly the same. I don't like the BMW much at all, but I do definitely like the rough and the way that car handles. So I think it's just a matter of taste, and as we all three can agree, Adrian seems to have some poor taste at the moment.
I think he does.
Oh, geez, that's a bit harsh, Bernie, but no, it's all good. We love to see you guys out there. It's great that you've come up here, Troy, and had a chat with us. Give us a little in-depth of the team with the boys, and good for the viewers to hear how much effort goes into setting these cars up. Like 2 to 3 hours a day to set up a car, and just to see how well they're going. And Bernie, geez, we got a battle starting up at the front here.
Yeah, we definitely do. Gary Hamilton's now coming under attack by Chris Tarrant, and we're definitely not going to miss this overtake, folks. And Baden Reed at the moment is in third position again after he took Christian Challoner. So as they come up now, Chris Tarrant's having a look. He's not as strong under brakes in that rough though, so I'm just not sure where he's going to make his move, Adrian.
Yeah, it's going to be a hard one, but definitely he's got a little bit of pace again, so he's got the confidence again. So he must have lost a little bit of pep in his step there before when he had a few guys overtake him, and now he's got his rhythm back. So a big key to racing is just trying to keep your rhythm, and if you lose a little bit, you can get suffer and lose quite a few spots, especially with the talent in this field.
Yeah, definitely, and as we've seen in the past, generally the Direct Clutch Motorsports team gets faster as the race progresses, where we have seen the Three Seas craft beer sort of fade as the race goes on, so it'll be interesting to see if that happens again tonight.
Yeah, for sure, Bernie, and we can see Gary's actually slowing the boys up here, because we can see Baden Reed is actually closing in now.
Yeah, definitely. Baden is just 6/10 behind these guys, so if they continue battling, Baden's going to be on top of them very shortly.
Yeah, certainly will. And Troy, is there anyone you'd like to thank before we let you go? And because I'm sure you're going to have to get in and get a few things sorted before you jump in the car for your stint.
Yeah, first of all, I'd like to thank you guys for doing an awesome broadcast. We've got a couple of people that I know that are actually watching this, so if he's watching this, I say hi. So, and secondly, I'd like to thank Gav for letting me have an opportunity to race in his team.
Awesome, and I do have a backer here, Bernie, Mark, and as we see Christian have a look again, so he didn't quite do the job, but no, thank you very much, Troy, for coming up and having a chat. A little bit in depth there for everyone to see what goes on with you boys, and thank you very much, and congratulations once again on last week.
Yeah, no worries, thanks guys. I might come back.
For sure, dude. Please come back up, and I'm sure we had viewers that liked a little bit more information later.
Yeah, if you like sim racing, guys, this is the one for you. I totally recommend it.
So
that was a move.
There was definitely a move there. Chris Tarrant has taken Gary Hamilton for second, and I tell you what, Baden Reed was looking at taking second position as well.
For sure, Bernie, that was really tight then. It was close to being a few hits. So what else? Oh, geez, Christian gets a bit wide, and that'd be an off track, so he's going to have to slow.
He's definitely going to have to slow, but he's going to have to be careful where he slows, because he's got Baden Reed and Christian Challoner right on his back door.
Yeah, for sure, Bernie. So that hurt a bit. The boys were getting a bit excited through there. So Gary doesn't want to give up this spot, and he certainly keeps fighting, doesn't he?
Yeah, well, I think he needs to fight, because we know if that Direct Clutch Motorsports car gets out in front, they generally start to create a very big gap.
Yeah, they certainly do, don't they? So the boys in the Direct Clutch Motorsports certainly can get their car set up, and they can fly along. And we know Chris is no slouch behind the wheel, so won't be surprised on what sort of lap times we'll get out of him.
Yeah, and it looks like Chris did get away without getting a cut track penalty there, so that was a good turn of luck. As the leaders now come up to lap 21st position, Raymond Steer in the Redback Racing BMW Z4.
Yeah, I'm sure they won't get too many contests with Raymond up here once they catch up to him. I'm sure he'll let him over, but they're going to catch him in a really bad spot here if they're not careful.
Yeah, I think they're going to catch him. Gary may clear him before the snake, but I think they're going to have to follow him up to Southern Bend at this stage.
Yeah, for sure, Bernie. And Raymond gets a little bit wide there. He might be getting a little bit nervous and looking in his mirrors, but keep it steady there, mate. Fire him away, but he's pulled over. That's a bit Oh, jeez.
I tell you what, I thought they were going to go side by side up through the snake there, and Chris had the right idea and just pulled out at the last minute. But man, that was exciting, wasn't it?
Oh, I know. I felt like one of those drivers then, Bernie, going through there, because I know what it's like.
Yeah, I was holding my breath there for a minute. I wasn't sure how that was going to end up, but Gary still has the lead now over Chris Tarrant and Baden Reed.
Yeah, for sure. And I tell you what, isn't it great to see 4 cars up here trying to fight for first position? Awesome stuff, and it's good to see it. We've actually got 2 BMWs and 2 Roughs, so it looks like even the GT3 boys are still undecided on which one's the best.
Yeah, that's right, but it's interesting tonight though, and a little bit sad that it seems like we've only got Roughs and BMWs out there. It's unfortunate there's no Ford GT3s and no McLarens tonight.
Yeah, it is a shame, especially for our sport, really, isn't it, Bernie? Good. I love to see those Fords in there. They make a fantastic sound, and they're wide, so they're going to be hard to pass, and they're fast in a straight line. So this would have been a good track for that back straight, but maybe it was just too twitchy through this first section. Yeah,
that's right. But having a look at the Schweck brothers, they did jump in the rough tonight, and they're in the pits at this stage, Adrian.
Yeah, they were doing so well until they had that bit of a loop there in the oak tree corner there. So, bit of bad luck for those boys. It's such a shame. They put 100% in all the time, don't they, Bernie? And just small things always get to them. So, such a shame. But I'm sure they'll be back out there next week again, and showing us what they can do.
Yeah, definitely, and it appears to me that they really enjoy their racing, and we really enjoy commentating when they are racing, because they've just got the right attitude when it comes to this sort of sport.
Oh, for sure, Bernie, and to qualify 8th in the rough that they've only brought out tonight, so that was a mighty job to get into 8th with that car tonight.
Definitely, as we jump onto the gearbox of Gary Hamilton here, as they come down now onto the front straight, we'll see how Chris gets a tow down here, Adrian.
Yeah, he should get a good tow here, but Gary's holding it off quite well, isn't he?
Oh, definitely, Gary's having a fantastic drive tonight, and it's great to see.
Yeah, for sure. So we're expecting the boys to be in around the hour mark. They could probably run maybe probably a good 2 laps longer after that, Bernie. I think it's roughly about an extra 4 minutes they can get out of a tank.
Yeah, that's about right. We'd expect them to come in the next probably 14 minutes. The pit stops should start happening.
Yeah, for sure, Bernie, and I can tell you right now, if I'm one of these guys, and I think I've got the pace, I think an undercut might be warranted here, I think, tonight, and see how well you go with it.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if Chris or Baden decides to try that strategy out. Even Christian Challenge in 4th could try it as well and see where it gets them, but as we see now, Chris Tarrant closing in on the back of Gary Hamilton. He's great under brakes, but I'm just not sure if that rough's got the pace of this BMW at this stage.
Yeah, it could be that they've got that rough hooked up to turn, and so when he's coming under the braking, it's going to turn in well and give him that opportunity through the nice tight twisty sections where Gary might have his tuned a little bit more for a straight line speed, so he can actually break away when he gets out and plants that foot.
Yeah, we could see the roughs a lot better through the snake section of this track, but you're right, when Gary puts his foot down, he goes. But now we're having a look. Baden Reed is having a go on Chris Tarrant now as they go side by side into turn 1. Baden's going to be on the outside. Chris, side by side they go in. Well, this is good driving. as Chris holds that position.
Yeah, Chris had a little bit of trouble getting out of the last turn there, Bernie. Had smoke pouring off those tyres, so obviously it was a little bit loose coming out there, and geez, it's loose again, Bernie. So looks like his tyres are struggling here, Bernie. Can he hold on for the next 10 minutes?
Well, that's the question, isn't it? And it'll be interesting to see if he decides to duck into the pits this time round.
Oh, and I've just jumped aboard Baden Reed's car here, Bernie, in the cockpit, and geez, you should see their windscreen, mate. That is full of rubber and debris all over his car windscreen here at the moment. So they're definitely going to need a tear off here tonight when they pit. But just sitting here trying to watch Chris's rough here, see how well it comes out of the corners, as we saw last week at Silverstone when Christopher Osborne was driving in the last dying efforts there, how twitchy and nervous it was trying to hold that position.
Yeah, that's right, and as soon as they start twitching, that's normally a sign that their tyres are pretty much ready to drop off that cliff.
Yeah, so instead of fuel this week, Bernie, it may be the tyres, how well you can look after your tyres tonight. And when you're pushing, you're going to chew them up. So I'm sure these tyres are going to be well and truly abused by their hour mark.
Definitely, as we can see now, Chris Tarrant's going around again. But you're right, we're looking out of Baden Reed's cockpit now, and that windscreen is absolutely filthy.
Yeah, Bernie, I think there's more rubber on his windshield than he does on his car. And deep into turn one, and nearly hit rear ends Chris there. And I'm sure that he got a little bit of a challenge there as well from Christian right behind him. And
yeah, definitely. That's just having a look on the inside. We have a heavily damaged Evolution Racing Australia car re-entering. We'll see if we can find out what happened there, folks.
I looked a lot closer in the mirror there with Christian when Baden Reed was a little bit wide there, so I was getting a little bit excited. Things in that mirror definitely are closer.
Yeah, definitely. We're just having a look at... okay. I'm just having trouble finding out what happened to that Evolution Racing Australia, but it looks like he has come a cropper on NASCAR Bend, and he's got some severe damage there.
Yeah, such a shame. And got Adam here. He prefers the McLaren, Bernie, in other games, but doesn't feel right in iRacing. So just a few different things on these different computer systems that people run, but I'm sure that iRacing has got this all under control. And look, let's hope they get it sorted, because we love to see all these different cars involved. It's just a shame we've just got two cars tonight.
Yeah, that's right. It's iRacing does a fantastic job in getting all these cars up to parity. As we have a look now, Baden Reed on the inside of Chris Tarrant. That was a lot better move there, and he has taken second position now, Adrian.
Yeah, and Christian was sitting there. I could see him in the back of Aiden's mirror there, having a look as well. But he's just sitting there. He's actually playing this quite smart, isn't he, Benny? He's just waiting. So let's hope these guys do really well out of this pit stop and see where they end up tonight. They're driving the car really well tonight.
Yeah, they're having a fantastic drive, and it looks like one of their sister cars is in trouble coming up the back straight there in through the snake. I did notice they did run off earlier, but getting back to Christian's run, fantastic drive by the Blackadder Motorsport BMW tonight.
Yeah, for sure, Bernie. And I tell you what, Chris's tyres in this direct clutch getting in the oak tree sideways there, Bernie, in the cockpit at the moment. It was just a little bit out of shape, so definitely struggling with tyres now, I think, Bernie.
Yeah, definitely. I'd be expecting Chris to be coming in fairly shortly as we jump on board now with Christian Challoner, as he is now starting to close in on Chris Tarrant.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if these boys might actually come in a little bit early if these tyres are really getting sad and sorry, because he has dropped a bit of time here and the car is drifting a fair bit here at the moment, Bernie, trying to get the power down.
Yeah, that's right, but if I guess, you know, they're trying to run to a strategy, and they may know something we don't. Like, if they come in now, how does that affect their fuel run to the end of this race?
Yeah, Bernie, that's right. I mean, these guys sort this out. I know some guys don't have as much time, but we heard with Boy earlier, they're on a couple of hours at a time, so it's handy to have someone like that, and they get all this sorted out before they go racing. So awesome job by all the guys, and I know the Direct Clutch boys definitely put in a bit of effort as well. And unfortunately, it looks like they've only got the one car on here. It looks like the other one retired before they even started.
Yeah, it looks like the entry of John O'Barry didn't get a start tonight, which is unfortunate, but I'm sure they're happy to see their teammate up there in third position at the moment.
Yeah, well, this car, the 114, I'm pretty certain it's up near the top of the championship at the moment, Bernie. So seeing that, I think it's Brad may not be here tonight, and that's why Chris is in the car with Christopher Osborne tonight.
Yeah, it could be, and in fact they are leading the championship as of tonight, and it looks like they'll be extending that lead because TTR have not made the start tonight, but MF Tech is going to also, if they're running out there tonight, will be also coming up through the points.
Yeah, those boys are there, Bernie, in sixth position at the moment, so doing a good job. We seem to always forget about them. We get into like an hour or so of the race, and then we see MF Tech up there, and we go, oh, yeah, they're shivers, those boys are up there, we forgot about them, and geez, it looks like Gary's slowed down again, and Payton's pressuring him, and Chris is getting a toe of this again, so it's all closed up.
Yeah, it's definitely Gary has slowed again, and as he goes wide now, he's coming under increased pressure by Baden. I'd expect a move to be coming very shortly.
Yeah, and we're at that hour mark, so we'll either see a move or move for the pits. It's going to be one or the other, I reckon, Bernie.
Yeah, I think so. We've got 5 minutes, folks, till the first hour's up. Still 2 hours and 5 minutes of this race to go. As we're riding on the roof cam with Baden Reed, coming into Oak Tree. It's amazing to see how well Gary can get that car off those corners, Adrian.
Yeah, it seems like he's got that car tuned up to get the drive out, so makes it hard for the Russ to try and take him, and just doing a fantastic job there. And we've got a little conversation here, Bernie, with this debate about the cars, and we've got, Adam reckons he knows a lot of people that prefer the McLaren, but the Ruffs and the BMWs seem to be a bit easier on the track, so it's definitely the two cars preferred, and we can see that tonight with how many there is out on track.
Yeah, definitely. Normally when I'm running the SRA, I'm in the McLaren, and I love that car just as much as I do the Ruff. They handle completely differently, but once you get the hang of either car, they're a joy to drive.
Oh, for sure, Bernie. You know, I haven't been in... Oh, geez, and Chris got a little bit loose there and out of that corner there, Bernie. So he's really struggling now with the tyres underneath him. And I can't see them lasting too many more laps here.
Yeah, well, the Ruff has a habit of, with their tyres, they do tend to fall off a cliff very sharply when they've had enough. But we've seen Chris now struggling with that car for the last, 11 minutes, I guess. So he's going to be hoping he can pull this car into the pit soon.
Yeah, for sure, Benny, but he's doing a phenomenal job here. He's getting into the oak tree corner here, and you can just see the way the car is behaving. He's absolutely on the limits here of the tyres, doing a fantastic job trying to hold it, but you can see he's just losing that much time from the front two boys.
And I tell you what, the other one doing a fantastic job tonight's Gary Hamilton. He's come under a heck of a lot of pressure tonight, and he's had the answer for each challenge. So good on the 3C Craft Beer guys.
Yeah, and I don't think we give Gary a lot of kudos. He's out here every time, and he put in a phenomenal effort. Every time we see him in there, he's up near the front, close to the front. So he does a great job, doesn't he?
He certainly does, and they generally, at the start of the race, they're extremely strong, but unfortunately, from what we've seen, their car seems to drop away as the race goes. But saying that, tonight, they are extremely strong, and they've got an answer for all these challenges, so it's good.
Yeah, for sure, Bernie. So they're doing a great job, and going to be interesting soon. The boys are still running again, so they're going around another time. Quite interesting here with Chris. You know, he's really struggling with this car, but still driving it very well at the moment.
Yeah, well, he's now down 3.5 seconds on these guys. They're lapping in the mid to high 147s. Chris is in the 149s at this stage, so I think he's in real trouble.
Yeah, for sure, Benny. He's really dropped off the pace, hasn't he? So on lap 30, he did a 47.9, and then the last two laps, he's dropped a second nearly both laps. So that's quite a big drop-off, isn't it?
It definitely is, and Christian really needs to get past Chris now, because he can't afford to let these two front runners get too much further ahead. Otherwise, they're not going to catch them.
Yeah, that's right, Bernie. So he's struggling here, sitting behind him at the moment. He needs to get around him, or, like we said before, try and get the undercut and see if he can do that.
Yeah, it might be worth the Blackadder Motorsport guys pulling him in. They're on the hour mark now. As the guys come around, we will just see who comes in the pits and who continues on.
Yeah, and Chris is in, so he's in. He's had enough, and time to put some new boots on that thing and give Chris a go, Christopher Osborne a go at this. And geez, there's a few cars in the pits there, Bernie.
Yeah, we've currently got Guy Leach in the pits, but we saw he was in trouble earlier on. Troy Maguire. The guy's being serviced at the moment. We've got Brenton O'Brien jumping in to the number 26 Evolution Racing Australia car as we speak, and they come out of the pits.
And Christopher has jumped into that rough. A little bit of a funny stop there, Bernie. I was sitting in the car there with them, and it seemed like it just rolled forward a little bit, so hopefully it didn't hurt them too much.
Yeah, they might have just mightn't have had the car quite in that pit box. As we can see, Gary Hamilton now coming to overtake the number 9 entry. They're lapping this with Matthew Zimmerman behind the wheel of that iraceforlife.org entry.
Yeah, this pit stop should nearly be finished for... Oh, yep, there it is. He's away now. 58.5 seconds. Seems a bit long there, Bernie.
Yeah, it's quite interesting to see the stops. Most of them are in the 56s or 54 second range at this stage, if they're taking on tyres.
Yeah, it seems like maybe it slightly affected him, not quite getting there. And, oh, geez, Chris pushing the car on this first lap on cold tyres, just skating out a little bit wide there he was in turn, I think it was 3 there, Bernie.
Yeah, we've just had Baden Reed and Gary Hamilton dive into the pits at the moment. And having a look at Christian now. Christian is continuing on, so he might be trying to get an undercut on Christopher Osborne at this stage.
Now we'll see how they go. geez, I've got to get out of this cockpit view, Bernie. It gets a little bit distracting, but awesome to see. But yeah, they're running the BMW a little bit longer here. But he would have got an advantage from sitting behind those cars with fuel. But let's hope the car's set up for those tyres.
Yeah, that's right. And we're just having a quick look at a good battle brewing here for 14th and 15th between Raymond Steer and the Redback Racing Rough and Lance Hawes in the Kimmy Rural Fencing BMW. Sorry, they're both in BMWs, guys.
Yeah, Bernie. It's once again, it looks like these teams are definitely working together with their different cars. So Kimmy Rural Fencing's got BMWs and Roughs, and we've got the RF boys, same deal. So and then we get the ERA boys that are just sticking to the Roughs. So a little bit of different thinking there, but each their own, I suppose. Hey, Bernie.
Yeah, well, I know the KRF boys and the Redback Racing boys do have a training agreement where they do train together, so no doubt they also help each other out with their setups when they can.
Yeah, it's a good initiative. Definitely with some of these teams are a little bit smaller, so if you can work together, and it makes for better racing, I think, Bernie, because you're not getting the same guys out the front, and it promotes nice, clean and tight racing, and that's what we're getting at the moment.
Yeah, exactly right. And I'll take you through the top 10, folks, once the field has done their pits. As we see now, Christian Challoner has come into the pits and he's being serviced at the moment. As we can see, a driver change. John King is getting into that car.
We've got... I'm sticking with Chris here at the moment, Bernie. He's coming down the back straightaway. He's got a little bit of traffic in front of him, but getting around it at the moment as I speak, trying to get into the... that one. Oh, jeez, I'm terrible tonight, Bernie. I got Bernie disease at the moment.
That's called the roller coaster we just came through. But the technical term is that one. That'll do.
Awesome. Just throw in a bit of a laugh session there for the viewers. Hope you love all that.
Okay, John King's coming out of the pits now, and Christopher Osborne is just passing, so that undercut has not worked for that team.
No, just stayed out there a little bit too long, I think, Bernie, but at least he's back behind him and he hasn't lost too much time, so just hasn't quite worked out the way they needed it to.
That's right, and saying that, Christopher Osborne just set the fastest lap of 1:46.5 seconds, so a new set of tyres has made all the difference to that entry.
For sure, Bernie, and you know what Chris can drive like, and we saw him at Silverstone push it, wringing the neck out of that rough last week, so I'm sure he's going to do the same thing tonight.
Definitely, and I'll take the guys through the top 10 for what it's worth. We currently have Guy Leach in the number 46 Pagnian Imports entry, leading the way. They're out of synchronisation now with the pit stop, so I'm not sure how that's going to shake out. Second, we have their sister car, the number 3 entry, with Troy Maguire in second position at the moment. So that's 1-2 Pagnian Imports. Third at the moment is Justin McKeon. He's taken over from Gary Hamilton in the 3Cs Craft Beer, and Adam Newton has taken over for Baden Reed in the Kimmy Rural Fencing entry. And then Christopher Osborne is in 5th position, Direct Clutch Motorsports, followed by John King in the Blackadder Motorsport entry, James Poole in the sister Blackadder Motorsport entry. 8th is Brett Garitas in the IRFF I Race for Fun BMW Z4. 9th is Shane McMahon in the mobile entry for MF Tech. All these guys have pitted as well. And rounding out our top 10 is Paul Feely in the I Race for Fun BMW Z4 entry.
Yeah, and geez, look at this battle. Chris is just carving it up here, isn't he? Oh, he's got a little bit wide there. And geez, what a racer he is.
Yeah, well, he's just taken Justin McKeon in the 3Cs Craft Beer entry there for that position. So he's storming through the field. We'll see if we can get a replay of that, folks, since we missed it during the top 10.
And how's the Pagani IRF boys? Number 46 and the number 3. We were just talking to Troy earlier, viewers, and he's up into second place. So well done to those boys.
Yeah, definitely. They, I thought those guys were in all sorts of trouble tonight in that number 46 entry, but they've come out of nowhere and running 1-2 for Pagnian Imports. That's fantastic.
Oh, and yes, and unfortunately, Guy's just gone wide there, so he's gone off and he's had to let Troy through, and it looks like we've got a visitor. We've got Troy's teammate here up there, Bernie, down there in the green room.
Yeah, we'll bring Rod up for a bit of a chat. If you want to do that, I'll run the cameras while the viewers, so the viewers don't lose any of this action.
Yeah, you're right, Bernie. Welcome to the commentary booth, Rod. Having a good race in first place again, mate.
Yeah, let's hope it's a habit for the future, huh? Pretty good.
Yeah, we just had Troy up here before he got in the car, and much greatly appreciated. He went through how much time he spent on the car, so a very big asset to have for your RRF rough there, mate.
Yeah, I think after last week the juices are flowing, so we've been keen to do a bit of practice. So yeah, we're putting in the hard yards, but to be honest, it didn't really work out for us in qualifying. The car was a bit sluggish, so we didn't put in a very good qualifying. We were down in 11th and struggling a little bit, so we're having a solid race so far. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I did say he was just struggling with the setup on this track at the moment, but he did admit that it's probably his weakest one. He's only had, I think this is what he said was his third race at this track, so he just struggled with the setup a little bit.
Yeah, too much tinkering is what happens when you have too much time on your hands. So I think we ran a few practice sessions and we've been tinkering away, and I don't know if maybe we made it slower, I'm not sure, but it seems to be quite kind on the tyres, which is an asset here. We seem to be gaining time at the end of the stint there, but even still we were really struggling, so we've decided to hit early, grab new tyres, and we're going to turn this into a 3-stop race.
Very interesting, because we know that a lot of teams have looked at a 2-stop, so a 3-stop for you guys. Very ambitious to do it on the move, but I mean you don't win races by doing what everyone else does, that's for sure, do you?
Yeah, well that's right. We were sitting in a comfortable 5th or 6th there. We had a good gap in front and a good gap behind, so we thought why not roll the dice a little bit. We were struggling on tyres. The plan was to do it in 2 stops, 3 stints, but really we were losing a lot of time with the tyres, second and a half. I was getting quite scrappy, making a few mistakes. So it's a big call to do the extra stop. We're going to get a bit of traffic. We're going to get held up. We know that. And basically we have to pull almost a minute on these guys to make up that extra stop at the end of the race. But with fresh tyres and each stop will be a little bit shorter, we think it was worth the gamble.
No, very good. It's good to get that sort of information to the commentary booth, I can tell you. It's interesting. And we were watching Chris out of the Direct Clutch Motorsports rough, and I can tell you right now, in the last 3-4 laps, he was struggling quite severely. I think he dropped off a second from lap 30, I think it was. So he was losing quite a lot of time, and the car was definitely moving around on him. So probably not a bad call if you can shorten up your pit stops, so you're not going to lose a lot of time in that.
Yeah, I was really struggling as well. My last few laps before I pitted, I was making a few mistakes, running wide, but really struggling to get it anywhere near the lap times I was running at the start. I was doing sort of low 47s at the start, and towards the end of the stint I was struggling to get it into the low 48s. So yeah, we thought it was worth the extra stop, so hopefully we should save about 10-12 seconds on fuel for each stop. but then obviously the driver swaps and the tyres will add up. So we'll see where we end up at the end, but Troy's putting in some good lap times, which is good. We got some clear air. We didn't get held up too much, which was positive. So far so good. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, it was quite fortunate that you had Guy in front of you there for a little bit, and he let Troy through. So he's looks so quite lucky you had your teammate there to let you through.
Yeah, I mean, it's always handy having your teammate up front. They pitted a bit earlier, so I think our tyres were fresher. We were lapping about half a second quicker, so yeah, he did the sensible thing, I think, and let us through. I didn't actually see the move, but I assume he probably let us pass there. So he's a good team player guy. I imagine that's probably what he did.
Yeah, for sure. And to see the whole team as a whole at the moment, I think you've got there's three of your cars in the top 10 at the moment, with your fourth one in 11th. So the whole team is doing quite well. Unfortunately, it looks like you've got one that's right down at 21st, a lap down. So they must have had an issue earlier on that we've missed. So, but as a whole, very well done, and good for the sponsors that are only really brand new onto the car, and spotting a decent livery on there too, mate.
Yep, it's all about giving the sponsors some airtime. So running up front is good for them, good for Ponian Imports. So yeah, hopefully they're enjoying the new relationship. We certainly are. It's good fun.
You know, it's always good to have the sponsors in, and like Benny and I say, it's good to bring it in, and covering this sort of stuff as well, and seeing this great racing that we do have in our sport. It's just fantastic, and I just hope it keeps moving forward, because you know, and it helps with iRacing as well. They get the feedback, and they're keen to work on this. And like tonight, unfortunately we only see the Ruffs and BMWs, but I think we all would like to see nearly all the manufacturers in these races that we do.
Yeah, it'd be great, wouldn't it? Yeah, it's so much fun, this series. It's great, and the whole iRacing service in general. For anyone out there watching who hasn't had a go, I mean, you have to try it. It's fantastic. I think the best quote I've heard about the service is that the cars and tracks are virtual, but the racing is real, and it's absolutely spot on. Like, you can argue till the cows come home about how accurate the cars and the tracks are. In my opinion, they're fantastic. But the racing itself is just as real as it gets, just like real racing. You know, the overtaking, the close racing, pressure, strategy, it's all there, and it's a great way to spend a Sunday night.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more, Rod. I started off in Gran Turismo and then worked my way up to iRacing, and it's not that expensive either, to be quite honest to the viewers. Yeah, you do have to fork out to be on with iRacing as a member, but what you get in hand with that is quite awesome, and to work your way up, and it's just a great thing to do. And I just love these GT3s, and if you can work your way up to these sort of cars, you definitely get decent racing, and if you stick at it, you definitely get in with some good boys, don't you?
Absolutely, yeah, there's some quick guys here and really close competitions and well-organised teams. But there's good racing right throughout the whole service, really. The Skip Barbers in Class D are a really good series, the Star Mazdas. There's good racing to be had right throughout the service, I think. So yeah, I think if people have the patience to try it and stick with it and move out of rookies, they'll find themselves having an awful lot of fun like we are.
Yeah, for sure, mate. I can't reiterate that enough. I mean, it is a great thing to do. It is a hobby for some of us. Some are a little bit more serious, as we know. But on the whole, mate, it is definitely a good sport to be in. And like you said, it is realistic. You can change the tyres, setups, cambers, casters, trying to get the best out of the car, and you do actually see a big difference if you put a big change in them, don't you?
Absolutely, yeah. Every change makes a difference to the car. Yes, there's a lot to tinker with, a lot to play around with, and the weather makes a big difference too. I think it will be a game changer once iRacing get variable weather throughout the races. That's really going to mix things up. But even just having the weather varying between practice sessions can throw the setup out quite a lot.
Yeah, for sure. So no, it's a good job. We all love it. Something that we're all quite keen on, and hopefully everyone that watches, like I said, love you guys to share it with all your friends and family on Facebook, Twitter, all the feeds there when you go to share it, and trying to get it out there. I think people look at it it's only a game, but it's a whole lot more in it, Rod, and it just puts a whole lot of emphasis in. And I can tell you right now, you boys that do this endurance are probably sweating really hard while you're doing an hour stint behind the wheel on this thing.
Absolutely, especially with the force feedback tweaked up and SimVibe rumbling in the background. It gives you quite a thrill, and yeah, you certainly build up a bit of a sweat. You wouldn't want it any other way. It's good fun.
Yeah, and the thing is that people got to realise that it's not just people at home that do it. It's actually the big boys in racing. We know that Shane Van Gisbergen gets on here and does it. I've even seen James Moffat on here at some stage, and quite a few of the other V8 supercar boys are on here. And I can tell you right now, a lot of NASCAR drivers get on there, and they go and practice on their ovals. So it's not just people, these geeks that everyone would think we are, and there's a whole lot of other different people out there and trying to learn tracks.
I think the service generally is at a level where pretty much anybody can get something out of it, whether you're just a rookie who knows nothing about the sport or nothing about sim racing, right up to Shane Van Gisbergen and Dale Earnhardt Jr., whoever you are. There's something there for everybody to get out of it, whether you're a real race driver trying to get some practice in, or just getting started and learning how to race for the first time. There's something there for everyone.
Yeah, and Bernie, how are we going there? Me and Rod have been gas bagging away. How's the racing going there? I haven't been watching it either. I've just been gassing here with Rod. So what's it looking like there at the front, mate?
Okay, we've got Troy Maguire at the moment in front with the Pagnian Imports entries. He's got a gap now over Guy Lynch of 4.4 seconds. Christopher Osborne is storming up through the field in third, 5 seconds down from the leader. Adam Newton has now taken over in fourth position in the KRF entry. Justin McKean in the 3Cs Craft Beer BMW is having all sorts of trouble out there tonight as he's coming under extreme pressure from John King in the Blackadder Motorsport entry.
Thanks for that, Bernie, for that update. Sorry, viewers, just getting in a good convo there with Rod and showing the opinion and what it's really like to drive these cars and have a good time. Generally, a lot of these guys, you can hear from Rod there that they're enjoying it and it's good fun. So definitely get in there and like I said, try and get your friends and family involved.
Yeah, so Rod, before we let you go, is there anyone you'd like to give a shout out to tonight, mate?
Yeah, I might give a shout out to my lovely wife who's downstairs looking after our 2 kids. I leave her alone every Sunday night. She's got to look after a 1-year-old and a 3-year-old. There's no way she'll be listening to the broadcast, but I'll give her a shout out anyway. How's that?
Yeah, that's excellent. And when you see her, thank her from us for letting you come out here and play with us tonight. Because I know having a 1-year-old and a 3-year-old, they can be a handful, mate.
They sure can. Good fun there.
Don't forget to tell her that you've mentioned her on here, and she'll probably get all embarrassed too. So maybe not. Don't let her know, mate. Sorry.
All good. I better jump back into the cockpit, guys. I better check how Troy's doing. We might be running out of fuel out there for all I know. So thanks for the chat, and all goes to plan. I'll be sitting out of the car for the last stint, so I'll pop back in to say hello later if you like.
Yeah, that'd be great, Rod. See you later, mate.
Thanks, guys.
So that was Rod Pinder, the teammate of Troy Maguire in the number 3 Pagnian Imports Rough, who currently leading the race by 4.6 seconds. In second, we have Christopher Osborne now. He's taken Guy Leach, and he is flying. He's going to be all over the leaders very shortly at this stage. Guy Leach is in third position in the second Pagnian Imports entry. Adam Newton is in fourth position in the Kimmy Rural Fencing entry. Justin McKeon, as I said earlier, in 5th, is coming under extreme pressure now by John King for that position. 7th, we have the iRace for Fun BMW Z4 with Brett Garidis behind the wheel of that vehicle. And the MF Tech boys are still in 8th with Shane McMahon in that car. They are 48 seconds down from the leader. And 9th is Paul Feely, and rounding out our top 10 is Nathan Hupatz in the Selby Racing rough.
Not doing a bad job there, the Shelby Racing boys, up into 10th. So they started 12th, but not doing a too bad job at the moment there, Bernie.
No, they're having a great run again tonight, and we saw they had a pretty good run last week as well. So it's good to see as we are now approaching the halfway mark in the next 7 minutes, folks.
Yeah, they were doing well there last week, Bernie. But once again, I think they were one of the teams that suffered from internet issues as well. So and they dropped way back. But good to see they're out there giving it another go. And yeah, Christopher is actually dropped a bit more time there. But as we heard from Rod there, that they're going to actually stop another time. So they're going to go for better tyres underneath the car and try and get a bit more speed out of their rough tonight, which is probably not a bad idea, really, Bernie, because they won't be in the pit stalls as long. So we'll see if that works for them tonight.
Yeah, that's right. And we're just having a look at our retirement so far, folks. We have had Brace Morrow in the Blackadder Motorsport number 67 entry retire. Michael Ford in the number 25. I think they were in the Evolution Racing Australia rough. Has retired, and David Mutton in the number 34 entry has also retired from this race.
And it looks like Tim is back in the car for the Redback Racing BMW, Bernie, so hopefully they can work their way through. It didn't seem like he dropped out. It looks like they did a pit stall stop, so a little trying something a bit different there, Bernie, hopefully to get in up there near the top 10, hopefully.
Yeah, they're currently running in 21st, 1 lap down at this stage. But all eyes should be on Christopher Osborne at the moment, 3.5 seconds down, and he's just done a 147.5 compared to Troy Maguire's 147.8. So he's starting to close in now on that lead.
He certainly is, Bernie, and it's going to be interesting when Rod actually pits. So it's going to be interesting, and I know the boys, and we've heard from Rod and Troy now that they actually spend the time and get this all sorted. So obviously they had that in mind, and it was an option for them to do that, and they knew that their tyres were going to struggle. So obviously they had that as a plan B, and they're going for plan B in this race.
Yeah, well, that's right, and they've still got one of the Pagnian Imports cars in front of the Direct Clutch Motorsports entry. But I tell you what, he's pulled out over 2.5 seconds on the 46 entry of Guy Leach at this stage. So Christopher Osborne is absolutely wringing the neck of this Direct Clutch Motorsports rough tonight.
Yeah, he certainly does, Bernie. He's done. We know what he's like. We've seen him race. I remember last year when I was racing in this series at Okayama, and we were out. I was out of the car, and I sat in the commentary booth and just sat there and watched the last few laps with you guys, and to see what he was doing there with the McLaren, and it just absolutely phenomenal how he can just steer this car, even when they're on old tyres and they've gone past their use by date.
Yeah, definitely. As we jump on board now, folks, we'll do a lap. Oh, it looks like our leader, Troy Maguire, has run wide, and Christopher Osborne has taken the lead.
Oh, such a shame there, Bernie. Probably just outbraked himself getting into that corner.
Yeah, it definitely looks like he's outbraked himself as we look at the replay now, coming down the main straight here into corner 1. It just looks like he's braked a bit too late and run off the end of the circuit here.
Yeah, quite easy to do, Bernie. Getting into turn one, you just try and push a little bit harder because you know the guy's gaining on you, and then you just overstep the mark by just a few meters, Bernie, and you're off.
Yeah, well, that's right. It doesn't take much down there to miss your mark, but the good news is he is still in second position now and trying to hang on to the tailcoats of Christopher Osborne.
Yeah, he certainly has recovered okay. It's not like that he's lost a massive amount of time there. So if he can hang on here and get in that draft, he might actually gain up a little bit more. So and don't forget, we know that they're going to stop again. So if he can get a little bit closer and try and recover a little bit, who knows where they're going to be at the end of the race.
Well, that's right, and we did see with their pit strategy earlier on that did work because they did seem to come out of nowhere and get both of those cars into the 1-2 position, and we've still got another pit stop to go, so anything can still happen with 1 hour and 32 minutes left in this race.
Yeah, for sure, Bernie. So they're probably getting close to coming in, as we heard Rod before. He had to go and keep an eye on the car. So obviously they will be getting light on fuel now, and it's not a bad idea. The car's going to be light and the tyres aren't going to be too used up. So they're definitely going to keep the speed up in that rough. Yeah,
definitely. And one thing we do know with these long races, their pit strategy is just as important as outright speed when it comes to this sort of racing.
Yeah, for sure, Bernie. And we saw that at Silverstone when the guys were saying, well, it wasn't an option not to take tyres for them. They were taking tyres every time they came in, and it worked for them. We can't argue that fact because they won the race just purely because they took tyres and no one else did.
Yeah, that's right, and it's great to see, you know, when the guys run their own race, do their own thing, happen to do something completely different to most of the other guys and take the win. So I always applaud that. As we have a look now, Shane McMahon for MF Tech is up to 7th position in that number 19 BMW, Adrian.
Yeah, doing a great job in the... you know, and his teammate as well. They always get out there and they're always up in the top 10, aren't they? So great job by these guys. Can't say enough, and they're doing a good job again tonight.
Yeah, definitely. We're just having a look now at the number 11th, George Fullerton, in the number 46 Pagnian Imports entry. They seem to have... I think they've done their second stop there, Adrian.
Yeah, so they've come in and done their stop, and once again another early one. So obviously they've put the message out there for all the rough drivers to come in and do it a little bit early and try and see how well they go. And obviously better tyres will give you quicker lap times, and it might trade off with going through that pit stalls.
Yeah, well, that's right. It'll be interesting to see when the other guys cycle through. I'm having a look at the number of pits at the moment. We've had Christopher Osborne in the Direct Clutch Motorsports car. They're down on my sheet here as 2 pit stops. Troy Maguire has also had their 2 pit stops. George Fullerton's number 46 entry, that's their sister car, and the number 27 entry of KRF, the BMW Z4, has had 2 stops as well.
We got the VPR boys there too, Bernie. They're sticking in. They're the first car lap down. We don't generally talk about them, but we should talk about these guys. They put in an effort every week. They do come in here, and they might be down the field there, but at least they're giving it a go, aren't they, Bernie? And without these guys, we don't have a race. So good on them for being here, and we know they do a top job every time they come out, and they make up the numbers, which is really good.
Yeah, definitely. They're the 666 entry with Martin Davis is currently behind the wheel of that entry. 1 lap down, but they're still in 14th position, so they're having a great run.
Yeah, for sure, Bernie, and you know, all these guys down here, you know, don't discount them. Just one of those things, isn't it, Bernie? Just have a little bit of problem here or there, or don't quite have the setup in the car, and it can put you way back, can't it?
Oh, it definitely can. It doesn't take much to have the car out of tune just slightly, and you'll find you'll be dropping seconds. Well, not seconds, you know, tenths, which add up to seconds over the course of a stint.
Yeah, and you know, and especially in this league that we have with the SEK, you know, it's a big endurance round. So we're doing 3 hours. So you lose a tenth a lap, you know, that can mean quite a few seconds by the end of the race. So and like we said, you know, these cars are real to life. So if you don't tune them up properly, you're not going to get the best out of them. So you know, it's one of those things.
Yeah, it definitely is. You know, really, just as much effort has to go into setting one of these virtual cars up as you would for a real life car. You know, they're modelled very closely after their real life counterparts, so it does take a lot of work and skill to get the most out of these cars.
Yeah, Benny, and look, if you're scared about just trying to join these iRacing, there are actually teams out there that do take on beginners, and they help you through a lot of the iRacing. So always go to the forum; it's up there. There is a forums list, and they'll help you out, and you know, say, hey, look, I'm new to this, I need a bit of help, and I'm sure there's a lot of guys out there who will help you along.
Yeah, definitely, and for anyone who may want to try it but may feel that this level of racing is a bit much, remember with iRacing you do start at rookie level, so you'll be driving slower cars, normally the Mazda MX-5 and the street stock, I think it is, for the ovals. And just like real racing, you will, as you improve, you do increase license levels, which means you can step up, and then after you know, a bit of time getting used to the hobby, you can be racing at this level as well.
Yeah, for sure, Bernie, and the biggest key to that is stick at it. I've been through it. I'm sure Bernie's been through it. With when you're in rookie mode, you get people in there that just are serious, and just like myself, gradually build myself up through your licenses, and then you get other people in there just take it like a demolition derby and don't really care about their license. But if you stick at it, you can definitely get up to this level, and just promotes great racing. And some leagues actually don't mind if you can drive a car cleanly and fairly. You can get into these leagues without having to worry about your license at all, Bernie.
Well, that's exactly right. It comes down to how well you can handle the car, really. And, you know, to be quite honest, it's a shame in a way that at the rookie level it is such a demolition derby at times, but I guess that's just because people are learning. You've got all different skill levels, so if people have a go, the best advice I give them is learn your craft and aim to get promoted out of rookies as soon as you can.
Yeah, Bernie, and Troy has brought the rough in, so they're doing their stop now, and Rod's in the car, so there's their pit going now. So we're looking at what's an hour and 40 minutes, so I reckon they'll be in probably, what do you reckon, Bernie, maybe half an hour before the end of the race?
Well, we've got an hour and 24 minutes left, so yeah, I think you're right. Probably within half an hour they'll be doing their final stop. As we can see them now taking tyres. They're coming out in 7th position at the moment, Adrian.
Yeah, and a little bit of traffic, which they knew they were going to get, but with brand new boots on that thing, and with Rod behind the wheel, we know that he's going to throw in some really quick lap times there, so wouldn't surprise me if he'll eat these guys up here. He's going to struggle getting through the S's, get those tyres warmed up to temperature, but I reckon he'll make a move after the back straightaway there, Bernie.
Yeah, that's right. It'll be interesting to see once the Direct Clutch Motorsports guys come in for their pit a bit later. They are, I must say, Rod's team are out of sequence with the rest of the guys, so we can expect these guys to probably pit in the next 20 minutes. But at the moment we have Christopher Osborne out front. He's now got a 20-second lead over Adam Newton in the Kimi Rural Fencing number 72 entry. Third at the moment is John King in the number 66 Black Adam Motorsport entry. Fourth is Justin McKeon in the 3Cs Craft Beer BMW 333 entry. And fifth at the moment is Brett Garidis in the iRace for Fun BMW Z4.
And as Rod's having a look here, but just couldn't seem to get it done there, Bernie. So it's going to struggle here. This is going to cost them a little bit of time at the moment.
Yeah, that's right. We're having a look at the moment. There's a good battle developing here between Nathan Hupatz in the number 14 iRace for Fun and Rod Pinder. Oh, hang on a second. Yeah, Rod and Paul Feely, going at it at this stage for 7th and 8th.
Yeah, and this is what Rod doesn't need at the moment, Bernie. As he has a look down, has he got the job done? Yes. Paul just let him through there, and yeah, that was a little bit close to call. Comfort there for Rod. Yeah,
I think Rod committed to that, and he was quite determined that he was getting through no matter what. So great driving by Paul and Rod, because it's not easy overtaking through turn 1, that's for sure.
Yeah, Bernie, and look, Rod's got to do this. We know that they're going to stop again, so Rod's got to push here and try and get as many positions and trying to get this rough as far up as he can at the moment.
That's right. His next person is right ahead of him, Nathan Hupatz in the Selby Racing Motorsport entry. So he needs to clear this car as quickly as he can and hopefully not get held up too much.
Yeah, he might be lucky here, Bernie. We've got is it that a lap car in front of him? I think it is, isn't it? I'm trying to remember these guys. LMN Touring International number 9, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. That's a lap down, and it's Neil de Bruyne is currently behind the wheel of that entry.
Yeah, so Neil's a good driver. I've seen him around, and he's quite a gentleman driver, so he's not going to get in the road here, but all this will help. And Rod's wide there. He's very lucky to hang on to that, Bernie.
He definitely was. Generally, the next thing you remember or see is normally that inside fence when you run wide there. Boy, I tell you what, he goes so deep under brakes there as he closes up now on Nathan in the number 14 Selby Motorsport entry.
Yeah, that's the result of tyres there. I guarantee that Bernie just got better rubber underneath him, and he knows it. And is he going to dive down here? No. He has a little bit of look, so he's stuck here now, Bernie, I think, and he's going to have to try around near the oak tree, I think.
Yeah, I think if he gets a great run through South Bend into Oak Tree, he'll be set up to make that pass on that back straight.
Geez, these tyres are definitely giving him an advantage at the moment, aren't they?
Oh, definitely. You can just see the way he's closing up under brakes. It's incredible.
Yeah, just caught him at the wrong time there, didn't he, Bernie? So coming into the oak tree here now and hopefully get a good run out, which he has done, and try and get up here to the roller coaster.
Yeah, he got a good run, but so did Nathan. Nathan probably pulled out half a car length on exit there, but now we can see as the draft kicks in, here comes Rod Pinder.
And he let him through. He let him through there, Bernie. So very gentlemanly of him.
Yeah, that's right. I'm not sure if Nathan knew that was for position, but that was quite a generous move on Nathan's behalf.
Well, Nathan might have seen that Rod was so much quicker than him, and he thought, well, there's no point battling here at the moment and and let him go, which sometimes the drivers are thinking, and they're not worried about racing too many guys for position, especially with an hour and 10 minutes to go, Bernie.
Yeah, well, that's right. You're probably right there. Nathan probably did see Rod closing up at a great rate of knots and thought, well, it's a matter of time. Let's keep this car straight and let's keep this position that we've got going at this stage in the race.
Yeah, for sure, Bernie. It won't hurt, and the car is still nice and clean. So guys in the Shelby Racing are doing a fantastic job, and Rod's got quite a few seconds here to try and catch up to the MF Tech boys here. So it'll be a little while before he catches up to those guys.
Well, the gap now from Rod Pinder back to Chris, up to the leader, is 69 seconds. So I think they're going to have their work cut out for them if they are going to try and catch the leader at this stage.
Yeah, well, on off what I did a little quick test earlier today. If it takes you about 60 seconds to do a pit stop, and we know the direct clutch boys are probably going to run right up until their fuel runs out. So and if Rod can get this time down and a lot closer, and we know that they're going to stop again, so let's hope that they can get it down and get a bit of a gap. So I won't be able to tell you how quickly they'll do their stop, but I'm guarantee you they've got 16 seconds for tyres, and then they're going to change drivers and whatever fuel they need.
Yeah, that's right. And the new rules with the GT3 is they fill the car with fuel and then they change the tyres, so they can no longer do it at the same time. So really, by looking at that calculation, Rod Pinder really needs to find 8.8 seconds on the leader for when they pit. Yeah,
Bernie. So, but having these tyres at the moment might help them. But hey, look, they're trying something, and we applaud them to trying something different, because we know that they did that at Silverstone, and we've seen the ERA boys do a reverse strategy, and it's helped them win a race as well. Actually, 2 races, haven't they, Bernie? So it definitely pays to do something different to everyone else.
Well, definitely, and really one of the rules of motorsport is if you want to pass someone up ahead, you need to do something different, really, because if you do the same thing, you're not going to gain anything. So, yeah, I definitely applaud them for trying something different here.
Yeah, Benny, and it's good to see that guys, these teams are starting to think more along the lines of strategy and thinking like proper race teams. And they know that it is actually starting to work. So, and getting these cars set up and learning it, it does take a while to get it all figured out. And I applaud these guys that can do it. I know I got a mate there, and he tries to tell me how to set up a car, and I still can't figure it out. So I'm just one of these fools that I'll just steer, and I'll get some help from someone else.
Yeah, I'm starting to get the hang of car setup, but it's taking quite a bit of work. As we're having a look now, there's a nice little battle developing here with Shane McMahon and Brett Garidas here. They're battling for 5th and 6th position now. So it looks like the MF Tech boys are starting to come up through the field.
Yeah, Benny, and it does look pretty racy up here, doesn't it? And I'll tell you what, if Troy's watching this, he'll be rubbing his hands together, because he can see these guys will be slowing each other down, and gives Rod a chance to try and catch up to these boys. Yeah,
well, that's right. And the other battle, folks, is between Paul Rogers and Lance Hawes. They were battling for 12th and 13th position. So there's still battles out there, but they just seem to be in battle packs of 2 at this stage.
Yeah, the field's sort of definitely spread out now, hasn't it, Bernie? So, but we do have some racing, and well, like we saw at Silverstone, though, Bernie, I think it's going to come down to that last pit stop, and once everyone's settled in, and I'm sure we're going to get that group of guys just battling again. So the racing definitely hasn't stopped yet.
Yeah, that's right, and we saw it earlier today as well when we covered the Australian Skip Barber Championships, the race did seem to get a lot of gaps, but then once the pit strategies kicked in, we ended up with a great race at the end of the day.
Yeah, for sure, Bernie. And once again, another great class of cars to get into is the Skip Barbers. Just comes down to basically driver skill generally, a little bit of setup like we know, but once again, if you can get involved with a team and get your way through there, I'm sure you'll enjoy that class of racing. It's just that I don't have enough time to do all these different classes, Bernie. It's just unreal what you can do with them.
Well, that's right. Pretty much if you join the service, you can choose to run either the NASCAR side of things or the road side of things. Then if you break the road side of things down, you've got V8 supercars, GT3, Formula 1, you've got Indy cars, you've got Star Mazdas, Lotus 79s, Lotus 49s. So you've got a heck of a lot to choose from.
Yeah, for sure, Bernie. And I can tell you right now, Gavin doesn't just do these GT3 classes. As we see a car, or the 3Cs car, Bernie, gets a bit wide there and gets pushed out even wider. So really not having a good night there for those guys. Again, they're going a bit backwards here, Bernie.
Yeah, well, having a look back at the 3C's car, I think that car's got damage.
Yeah, I might have to go back to that one. But what I was getting back to with Gavin, they also do a Ford and Holden Oscar series, Bernie. So they're getting the Australian V8s around all the oval tracks, the NASCAR oval tracks. So if you still want to be an Aussie and drive a Ford or Holden, but love the ovals, Gavin's got that series running as well.
Yeah, and I've heard it's quite popular. As we have a look now, Justin running wide. Basically, what happened there was he ran wide on South Bend and got pushed out again by Shane McMahon and, that other guy, Brett Garitas.
We're having a good one. It must be getting a little bit long for us, Bernie.
Yeah, I've run out of coffee, so it's about soon to have coffee. But really, it was just bad luck that Justin ran wide just as those guys came upon him, and he did the right thing and he stepped aside as much as he could to let them clear him.
You know, Justin does a good job, doesn't he? He gets there. He always brings the car fairly clean back to Gary, so does a good job there. And just keeps plugging away, doesn't he?
Yeah, that's right, and that was actually for position. So that bit of a slip up there has cost the 3C's craft entry 2 positions. So now we've got, at the moment, I'll take you through our top 10, folks. We have Christopher Osborne in the Direct Clutch Motorsports entry. He's 28 seconds ahead of Adam Newton in the Kimi Rural Fencing, number 72. John King's having a great drive in the Blackadder Motorsport entry, up to 3rd. Brett Garitas is now coming under pressure by Shane McMahon in the MF Tech for 5th position. 6th is Justin McKeon. 7th now is Rod Pinder. And we can see Rod is still trying to hammer out those times, and he's got about 3 seconds before he catches Justin at this stage. 8th is Nathan Herpatz in the Selby Motorsport entry. 9th is Paul Feely in the I Race for Fun entry, and rounding out our top 10 is George Fullerton in the number 46 Pagny and Imports entry.
And there's another Pagny and Import entry again, Bernie, in 11th with Philip Stoneman behind the wheel. So these guys are definitely doing a great job tonight. Yeah,
definitely. And there's a bit of a battle now happening between Timothy Jackson and Matthew Dignam. They're, they're running close to each other, but there's 5 laps separating them, so it's probably not a battle for position at this stage.
Yeah, Timothy Jackson in the ERA car, the one that Tom Jones was driving, unfortunately dropped out earlier tonight. So bad luck to those guys, and we know that Tim can steer a car quite well, and so can Tom. So bad luck to those guys, but yeah, they still go at it, don't they, Bernie?
Yeah, they definitely do, and it's really unfortunate they did have that internet dropout earlier, because I think they were really shaping up to be a force in this race tonight.
Yeah, Benny, like I said, it would have been good to see them up there. We could have had a couple of more, so it's such a shame for those boys, and look, better luck next time. Hopefully they'll be out here next week and showing us what they can do.
Yeah, that's right. As we jump back in now, looking at the battle for 4th and 5th, Shane McMahon's having a look on the inside of Brett. He's closing in. He just can't quite get there. But these guys, this is probably the battle of the track.
Yeah, it is, Bernie. And I'll tell you what, Rod's should be closed. Yeah, Rod's closed in right down here at the moment. So actually, it's going to be Rod here at the moment on to Justin. So he's definitely closed. Or has he gone round him already, Bernie?
Yeah, he's. We're looking at the replay now. He got a fantastic run on the inside, coming down into the first corner. Got him under brakes there. He's not mucking around at all, Adrian.
Yeah, and look, he's got to push. Like we know they're going to stop again, so definitely got to keep pushing. And he's only like 5 seconds off that minute pit stop, but basically I know it's a little bit longer than a minute. So if when the Direct Clutch Motorsports boys pit in, they're definitely going to clear him, and it depends on how much speed he has when the guys come out of the track too, because also getting up to speed, you can lose a fair bit of time in there as well, Bernie.
Definitely, and the big challenge for Rod now is he's closing in on Shane McMahon and Brett Garidas, and these guys are battling for position, so it's going to be interesting when he does catch them to see if he can actually get past them.
Yeah, that's going to be the hard task, isn't it? But geez, yeah, he's not quite close enough here, I don't think, Bernie, but he's definitely going to try and outbrake him getting into turn 1 so he can close in on him here.
Yeah, definitely. I think the next time by, he'll be definitely close enough to make a move on Shane if he's not going to make a move at the end of the back straight.
Yeah, he's there now, Bernie. So this is going to be interesting to see how well he can get through here.
Yeah, definitely. And again, we know he's not in any mood for mucking around tonight. As we jump on the roof of Rod's car, we'll stay with this, folks.
And Bernie has heard you, listeners, because he definitely keeps jumping into that roof cam. So it's a good view, isn't it, Bernie?
Certainly is. I hope the viewers enjoy this roof cam.
As you can see, Rod here, he's not really attacking too much, lining himself up. He's going to try down here at the roller coaster, isn't he, Bernie?
Yeah, definitely. He's going to get this draft, and I think he's definitely going to make a move on Shane, as we can see him closing in now.
Now he's going to try this move here. As he does, he's pulled out, and this is going to set him up for down the turn 1, Bernie. If he gets it all sorted out down through here, I reckon he could got a chance here to get the next position by turn 1.
Yeah, definitely. Shane didn't give him much of a problem there. In fact, he braked early. What happened there?
He might have got a bit loose there, Bernie.
Yeah, we'll grab a replay. I think he nearly ended up in the wall then. We'll have a look at that, folks. We were riding with Rod at that point. I think he's dropped a wheel off, Adrian.
Yeah, the back of the car stepped out, so he may have just touched the inside grass there, and it just stepped out on him. So he's lost a bit of time, and now he's got to try and make it all back up again. So he almost had that all worked out, Bernie. I was almost guarantee he was going to have that other position by the end of the turn 1.
Yeah, that was really interesting. He didn't actually drop a wheel off at all. The car just stepped sideways under acceleration.
Yeah, interesting, Bernie. So the tyres are probably starting to get to that point. They will start dropping off for these guys. So and we know that they won't be pitting yet because it's way too early. I'm estimating maybe 40 to 30 minutes left of this race. They're going to pit because obviously they're going to need a certain amount of fuel and they're going to try and keep the tyres. So an extra less 20 minutes on those tyres.
Yeah, definitely, and it just goes to show how quickly the rough can bite out of nowhere. It does have a habit of just breaking loose like that.
Yeah, and we do know the guys had struggled with trying to get this set up in this car tonight. So, but they're still doing a fantastic job. We can't take it away. As Rod's gonna. Look, I think he might have a shot here, maybe, but we'll see how he goes into turn one.
Yeah, up ahead we can see Shane McMahon's having a look on Brett. Shane's made that move stick, and Rod's closed right up on them again.
Yes, they're trying to fight for this position here, Bernie, and Rod's. Oh, sneaky move. Oh no, that's a bit unfortunate, a bit wide there, and geez, that's put him out, hasn't it, Bernie?
It certainly has. We'll go.
Poor old Brett got shuffled in that.
Yeah, he got the short back and sides in that move by the looks of it. As we are now having a look at the replay from outside the car, folks, we'll see exactly what happened to poor Brett.
Yeah, just a bit wide there, Bernie. Not very pleasant in out that far. I think it was way too wide there, and obviously the car couldn't get to turn in properly, and then out on the grass, and just had no other option to try and pull it up, and by then he's lost that much time. So unfortunate to Brett there, just trying to give a little bit of room, but gave too much, and I think the car just went straight ahead there in that turn.
Yeah, definitely. As we see now, Rod Pinder having a look on the inside of Shane McMahon again. I tell you what, Rod can go so deep under brakes through that part of the track.
Yeah, and he's got that position, so geez, well done, Rod. But I'll tell you what, he'll be kicking himself because he should have had that done 2 laps ago, Bernie.
Yeah, definitely, and he would have had that done 2 laps ago if the car didn't step sideways, I think. But he's now, 66 seconds down on the lead, and he's got, oh boy, trying to add this up, 15 to 20 seconds to John King. Yeah,
so he's definitely, I think he'll get close to John here. If we have a look at the laps that Rod's been throwing down here, so he was stuck in the 49s there, probably because of the fighting with the guys there at the moment. That last lap was a 47.9, but if we go back to these few previous laps before he caught up to those guys, he was in the high 46s in 62 and low 47, so he's definitely got the pace there at the moment, Bernie.
Yeah, definitely, and John King at the moment is lapping in the 49s, so if that continues going, Rod's going to be pulling in a second per lap at this stage.
Yeah, Bernie, so that's not too many more laps really when we think about it, considering we've got about 55 minutes to go, ladies and gentlemen. So, geez, what a run from these guys tonight. So definitely thank you for putting on the show for us.
Definitely, and the leader, Christopher Osborne, is in the pits as we speak, Adrian. He's taking service now. We'll see if he jumps out and hands the car back to Chris Tarrant. But what we've got to do is keep an eye on Rod Pinder now to see if he can actually close this gap.
He's come through the... oh, jeez. I forgot it already, but he's coming up onto the main straight now, Bernie.
Yeah, and Christopher Osborne's just taking tyres now. He's staying in the car. As we can see now, Rod Pinder takes the lead just as Christopher Osborne comes out.
Yeah, Bernie, so it depends on how how far they can spread the gap here, but we know that Chris is in the car with fresh tyres, so he's definitely going to put the times down, and how quickly he can get around the MF Tech boys here with Shane McMahon. So, and it is for position at the moment, even though we know that Shane's probably going to have to pit again.
That's right, and having a look at that gap between Rod Pinder, he probably only has an 8-second gap at this stage.
Yeah, but unfortunately, it may not be enough. But once again, you know, they come in pit and could be like maybe 20 seconds a lap down, and if they can do the lap times with fresh tyres, it could be possibility that they're going to fight for first position. But we know that Chris is in the car and he can do stupid lap times, can't he?
Yeah, he definitely can, and he can see Rod in the distance, not that far ahead, so that's going to be like waving a red rag to a bull, I think.
Yeah, for sure, Bernie. So what the guys in the Pagani IRF racing boys are hoping that Chris is going to use up his tyres here, so by the end of the last few laps, that his tyres are going to be that shot that they can catch up again on fairly fresh tyres compared to the boys in the direct clutch car.
Yeah, that's exactly right. That's what they're hoping is going to happen. And the way Christopher's driving at the moment, with as he's trying to round Shane up, he's just got to make sure he looks after those tyres and he can fight at the other end of this race.
Yeah, for sure, Bernie. So he doesn't really want to overdrive these tyres at the moment. He's going to get frustrated here at the moment, which he already has. But Shane's let him through, so Shane's decided, look, I'm not going to fight him. He's actually quicker than me, and I suppose that's more the name than trying for position, I think, Bernie.
I don't know. If I saw that Direct Clutch Motorsports car closing on me at that great rate of knots, I'd probably step aside as well.
We know what the boys know who they're racing with. They race with them day in, day out, and and they've been racing this series for quite a while. As far as I know, Bernie, I'm only new to this, and slowly getting onto the name of the boys. So, but they're doing a great job, aren't they?
Yeah, definitely, and that's the beauty of running in a league such as this, is you're racing the same guys every week. You get to know the ones, each driving style and who you're racing, and it's just like the real world racing.
Yeah, that's right, Bernie, and the good thing too, sometimes that you'll see these guys and they're just starting out, and you just see them improve every time that they go out there racing. It may not be every race meeting that they come to, but you can see them from season to season. They'll keep moving forward and moving forward. So definitely a good thing to get involved with leagues like this, and if you're nice and clean and courteous and show the respect that everyone is after, then you'll go far in stuff like this.
Yeah, definitely, and I'm just having a look now. Christopher Osborne just set the fastest lap of a 1:46.5. Oh, he set that a while ago, sorry.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll try and one in there again, Bernie. He'll try and chase a Rod down here at the moment and try and get around him as quick as possible, because he knows he's in position 2 and he wants to be in position 1.
Yeah, that's right, and John King has come into the pits as we see them. They've already changed driver, and Christian Challoner has jumped back into that car.
And he did a great job early in his first stint, didn't he, Bernie? So it's good to see these guys up there. Definitely be up close to the podium here tonight by the end of this race.
Yeah, John and Christian are very well matched, and they're both equally strong as drivers, and they're doing a fantastic job. They've come out in 5th position after their final pit stop.
Yeah, that's well done, innit? And we can see Baden's back in the car now, so they've done their final pit stop for the night, and I'm sure he'll be on it and try and get that rough up there a little bit closer. He's got I'm going to say a bit of time, but I've got to wait till the goes over the start-finish line for my lap times to fix up.
Yeah, as we just had a look there at Gary Hamilton's back in the 3Cs craft beer, and he's just rounded up Nathan Hapat's for 9th position, so we can expect now to see Gary starting to move forward in that 3Cs craft beer as well.
Yeah, Benny, Gary's a great driver, and he definitely puts the effort in, doesn't he? So he can certainly throw that BMW around this track quite quickly.
Oh, definitely. Gary is a fast peddler, and it'll be interesting to see what he can do. Having a look at the moment, he is 93 seconds down from the leader. But I think still at this stage, he would probably be aiming at a top 7, maybe top 6.
Still not a bad effort, Benny. A top 10, anytime you're in a top 10 in any league or any race with this calibre of drivers, you've got to walk away with a big smile on your face, I think.
Oh, definitely. And the drivers at this this level, they're all fantastic drivers. And, if you can come out with a top 10 at this level, you definitely should hold your head high.
Yeah, especially when you think that when you say top 10, there's 20 drivers in the top 10. So, you're one of 20 drivers in a top 10, so that's something to be proud of.
Definitely. As we jump on board now with Christopher Osborne, he's just 1.8 seconds now and closing at a great rate of knots under brakes on Rod Pinder's Pagnian Imports entry.
Yeah, and so we've got here that Christopher has got fairly fresh tyres, and Rod's probably used all his tyres up. Like we know they're not totally used, and that they're not beyond their limits, but we know that they're a lot older than Chris's tyres now, and he's definitely going to close up. But it's taken him a while, hasn't it, Bernie?
It has taken him a while, but we have to also remember Rod Pinder, they're due to pit probably in the next 15-20 minutes.
Yeah, that's probably a good estimate. So another 15-20 minutes for those guys to come in. So and like we said, they're going to lose anywhere up to a minute, but they're only going to throw tyres and a little bit of fuel, so they're not going to lose a whole minute, Bernie.
Yeah, at this rate, I'd expect them to come out around about 4th position, where Baden Reed is in the Kimmy Rural Fencing entry.
Yeah, and they're going to have fresh tyres and a light fuel load, so they'll definitely be hitting the low 147s hopefully when they come out, so they can catch back up and try and fight for this first position where they are now.
Yeah, definitely. As we can see now, Christopher Osborne closing up on the number 3 entry. We'll see how hard Rod fights him here.
And knowing Rod, he's not going to let him take this too easily, but no, it's Chris has just had it on in there, but thought Rod might have fought for that position a little bit longer, knowing that they've still got to come in. So if they can hold Chris up a little bit longer and make him burn his tyres up, that's only helps them for the end of the race.
Yeah, but as we know, Christopher's absolutely crazy the way he can go so deep at the end of that roller coaster. But saying that, Rod is still trying to hang on the back of him as he's having a look on the inside.
Yeah, Rod's not going to try and let him go too far away, and look, this is probably not silly either. If Rod can hang on to his tail here and just push Chris a little bit harder, he's going to burn up those tyres, isn't he? So it only just helps him out later on in this race. Yeah,
definitely. As we can see here, Rod's definitely trying to hang on the back there, but he just doesn't quite have the pace of Christopher at this stage.
Yeah, those tyres are making a big difference, and also we know Chris can drive quite well. And geez, Bernie, I'll tell you what, that roof cam, looking back at Rod, was an awesome shot, mate.
Yeah, thanks. I just don't want to use it too much, or else the viewers might get sick and tired of that angle. But as we're having a look at our top 5 now, folks, we've got Christopher Osborne out front. he's starting to stretch that lead on Rod Pinder in second position. George Fullerton at this stage is running in third in the Pagnid Import sister car, so they've got position 2 and 3. Baden Reed at this stage is running fourth in the Kimi Rural Fencing rough entry number 72. Christian Challoner is back in the car for the number 66 Blackadder Motorsport entry. They are in 5th position with their sister car Paul Rogers, the number 68 Blackadder Motorsport entry, in 6th. 7th is Ian McMahon for MF Tech. 8th is Gavin Sadler in the iRace for Fun entry. 9th we've got Gary Hamilton in the 3Cs Craft Beer entry, and rounding out our top 10 is Nathan Hapatz for the Selby Motorsport entry.
Bernie, I just thought I'd duck back here into the back markers at the moment. We've got Daniel Leach in the Green Hornet Racing and Nathan Britton in the ERA rough. They're having a little battle here at the moment.
Yeah, we've just jumped back here, and you're right, they're having a great scrap. So we'll stick with this for a bit, folks, because this is probably the battle of the track at this stage.
Certainly is. Oh, geez, what a move. That's bold, isn't it, Bernie? It's not undoable, but, geez, he really pushed it in there, didn't he?
He certainly did, and the good thing was there was no contact, so both drivers there, fantastic effort to avoid any sort of contact whatsoever.
Yes, Bernie, and Daniel's not letting him go here, is he?
No, that's for sure. Daniel is not letting him go, and we'll see. As Daniel gets it a bit sideways, I think that's going to cost him a few tenths of a second there.
Yeah, Bernie. So unfortunate, those roughs. I tell you, you pushed them that little bit hard. They certainly bite you a little bit, don't they?
Yeah, they certainly do. They have a habit of breaking the rear end unexpectedly, you could say.
Yeah. I tell you what, though, for a car that has a rear engine in it, it's phenomenal how well they actually do handle. Yeah, I know that they can bite you when you least expect it, but for a race car to do that is just phenomenal, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. I found mainly with the rough when I drive them, I prefer to have a tighter handling car, which generally will stop that rear end jumping around. But it means you're going to get a lot of push through the corners.
Yes, we have James Poole coming out of the pits, Bernie. So they've come out, and I believe they'll probably be their last pit stop. Their first car 1 lap down. In the Blackadder Motorsports.
Yeah, that's the number 68 entry. They're currently in 13th position. And you're right, I'd say that's their... James is going to take that car to the end tonight with 45 minutes to go.
And I can see here the Shelby Racing Team, they're up into 9th now. So they're doing a great job there, Bernie, just plugging away. So good night for them, boys.
Yeah, definitely. They've been in the top 10 all night, and they're having a great run in that number 14 entry. And I'm just having a look. They may have one more pit stop to go. I'm just not sure at this stage.
I'll tell you what, this sort of might work for the boys in the number 3 rough here, the Pagani Imports rough with the IRF boys. They've got their teammate with George Fullerton in the number 46 at the moment in 3rd. So, look, I'm hoping the boys can come out there and use him as a sort of a helping hand to get them up closer to the front here later on in the race, which they should be pitting soon, I think, Bernie.
Yeah, they definitely should be. As we have a look now at Tim Ballinger in the Redback Racing BMW Z4 having a great battle here with Matthew Zimmerman in the Evolution Racing Australia rough, as Matthew has a look on the inside coming into turn 1. Oh, no, he's really not close enough to make a move there, but these guys are having a great battle.
Yeah, wasn't that Tim get a position there on the LMN Touring International, boys? Is that not correct, Benny? He's actually gained up from 19th to 18th.
Yeah, Matthew, I'm not sure who we're talking about. I was just looking at Tom Jones is the one at the moment trying to pass Tim Ballinger. Tom's actually 3 laps down. Tim is 2 laps down. So even though they're battling hard on the track, this is not for position.
Yeah, and look, Tim's not going to give up the position easily. He's a racer, so he's just going to try and sit there and say to Tom, look, if you want that position, you're going to have to work for it. And we know that Tom is a good driver, so he'll probably get the job done here soon. But Tim's not going to give him quarter, and nor does he have to, really.
Well, that's right. You know, they're race drivers, and they're having a great battle here as Tom takes the outside there. But I'll tell you what, they're going side by side in the roller coaster. Yeah, Tim's just backed out of there a little bit, and common sense has prevailed as he let Tom go at that point.
Yeah, like I said, Tim will race you hard, but he'll race you fair. And look, he knew that he didn't have position there and let Tom go. But look, he's just showing the boys he is a racer, and they've just had a little bit of bad luck again tonight. So unfortunate for these guys. Geez, they put in a lot of effort, Bernie. I can tell you right now, Tim's one of these guys. He doesn't spend a lot of time doing iRacing, but he puts in 110% every time he can get a chance on here, and he does a great job. He does set up the car quite well, and you know he does it all on his own sometimes. So a fantastic effort from him tonight.
Yeah, definitely. And we did have his teammate Raymond steer up earlier, but unfortunately we couldn't cross to him at that stage because we were focusing on a battle. So it's good to see those guys having a better run tonight.
Yeah, I don't know what happened earlier. I'll find out tomorrow. I'll get updated tomorrow about that. But look, the boys do put it in effort. I know they don't have a lot of time. I'm in the same boat. We work a lot, and I'm sure you're the same, Bernie. So and Tim's an international truck driver, so to see a truck driver spend the time he does, so this is his outlet. So he does a good job at it.
Yeah, definitely does do a good job because he doesn't get a lot of time through the week to practice. So you know he enjoys his racing, and it's good to see tonight that he's having a fairly good run and enjoying himself out there.
Yeah, Bernie, and as Rod's into the pits now, so not too bad estimate there from us, Bernie, tonight. 40, sort of split us there, 40 to 30 minutes. They're in at 35 minutes to go, so this should be fairly quick for these boys.
Yeah, and they're changing drivers. Troy Maguire's jumping back in that number 3 entry. As we now, where is it? As his teammate George Fullerton's coming down onto the main straight.
They're still going there, Bernie, getting the fuel in. I haven't seen the car come up yet, so it definitely hasn't got the tyres on quite yet. There's the tyres now, so we've got another 16 seconds before they're dropped and on their way. So they're down into 4th now, aren't they?
Yeah, Baden Reed just passed them at this stage, and Christian Challoner has also passed them, so they are still in the pits and they're down in 5th at this stage.
Very weird at the moment. The car's gone down, but they haven't moved at the moment. Oh, they're away now, so bit of a long stop there, I think, Bernie.
Yeah, well, they would have had to fill it up before, or change tyres and then fill it up, I think. But yeah,
yes, a bit of a long stop though.
Yeah, their stop was 57.5 seconds, which is pretty normal. Most guys are doing 54 seconds, so probably 3 seconds longer than it could have been. And it's brought them out in 5th position.
Yeah, so they've got a little bit of work. So yeah, it might be a bit hard for them tonight. With we got half an hour to go to try and get up into 1st place. So, geez, that's a good 70 odd seconds to gain. So it's quite a lot of time to try and make up, Bernie.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to make that time up, to be quite honest. If anything, they could probably hope at this stage for maybe fourth and possibly third position at this stage.
Yeah, well, let's hope that the car can push away and Troy can put down some decent lap times there.
Yeah, well, that's right. We'll definitely keep an eye on them. And I guess their sister car, the number 46 entry of George Fullerton, will be due in to pit as well.
Yeah, because they pitted earlier quite a while ago. So, they'd be close to be pitting again as well, Bernie.
Yeah, it's quite interesting that they've decided to keep both of these cars on the same strategy. It might have paid to actually keep one on the normal strategy and split the other one and just cut their risk a little bit, I guess you could say.
Yeah, it would have been something to try, but probably they just thought trying to use nicer tyres were a better option, and like we heard Troy earlier, they all use the same setup in those roughs, so obviously the tyres aren't something that the rough is liking at the moment. They're really chewing those tyres up, and they've decided to keep with fresh boots on there and keep the car clean and go for a low risk race here, Bernie.
Yeah, well, that's I guess, the call they've made, and I can be an instant expert because I'm just talking, but it's a lot different, as we know, when you're actually in the driver's seat trying to plan these strategies out.
Oh yeah, for sure, Bernie. I mean, that's the beauty about being a commentator. We can have the best ideas while we're sitting here and watching these boys race. So, and that's why we have the microphone and tell them that they're doing a bad job or a good job, but don't put us in the race car because we probably not do a good job ourselves. So, no, it's a bit of a laugh and a bit of interesting to see how these strategies work out. That's for sure, Bernie.
Yeah, definitely. And at the moment, folks, we've got Christopher Osborne with a 40-second lead over George Fullerton in the number 46 Pagnian Imports entry. 5 seconds down the track at the moment is Baden Reed in the Kimmy Rural Fencing number 72 entry. And then 11 seconds down the road from there, we have Christian Challoner, in the Blackadder Motorsport entry, and as we saw, Troy Maguire in the number 3 Pagnian Imports entry rounds out our top 5.
Yeah, isn't Christian doing a good job, and his teammate in the 66 Blackadder Motorsports BMW? They were up there to start with, and they're in 4th again, Bernie, so doing a fantastic job there tonight.
Oh, definitely. They've been consistent all night tonight, and it's good to see that they are having a great race. Someone who hasn't had a great race, unfortunately, looks like the number 7 entry with Clint Ironside behind the wheel. Looks like they retired on lap 31.
Yeah, dodgy boys. I'm sure we've seen them up there before, Bernie. They do actually put in a good effort every week, and sometimes they have a good run, and then they, like everyone else, just have a little mishap, and then your race is over. And sometimes you just have one of those nights where you may as well just walk away and come back the next day and make sure that your head's clear.
Yeah, that's right. But saying that, as we can see now, the Schweck brothers are coming into pit. But I was going to say, saying that, we've only had 5 retirements tonight, so that's not bad out of a field of 26.
Yeah, for sure, Bernie. 5 retirements, not a bad effort. And I noticed tonight we haven't had too many internet issues, but as I see that, I can see that AJ Smith has had an issue. So it's one of those things, and we love our technology and what it gives us sometimes, but geez, it can certainly get frustrating at times as well when it's not working. The problems of first world issues, mate.
Yeah, that's right. As we jump on board now with the number 9 entry of Matthew Zimmerman, we haven't said much about these guys, but they always have a great run. 2 laps down in the iraceforlife.org rough.
Yeah, no, they've Neil De Bruin was in there before, so they're racing Redback Racing there at the moment, Bernie. So they're not too far behind there. So that's actually a positional race there at the moment.
Yeah, that's exactly right, and we can see the Redback Racing entry just ahead of them. There's probably only, as he closes up, probably less than a second gap now, as we can see. Not sure who that was running wide there. I think it might have been a Kimi Rural Fencing entry.
Yeah, that was Lance Hawes there, Bernie, just ran wide there, and unfortunately in the grass. But lucky he's, he does have a bit of damage on the front there, I think, Bernie.
Yeah, and looking back, it looks like he's come into the pits as well, as we're back on roof cam now of the roof of the number 9 entry of Matthew Zimmerman.
Yeah, Lance Hawes has got a little bit of right front damage there, Bernie, so good to see my graphics are working better again, and I'm actually getting to see these damaged vehicles, not like previous rounds, Bernie.
Yeah, previously everything looked beautiful to you, didn't it?
Yeah, nice, clean and slick cars, and I bet you some of the boys wish they had that with some of the rounds we've been to.
Yeah, that's for sure. And coming up in the next couple of rounds, folks, is we are going back to Bathurst for a 500 kilometre enduro. So that's something to look forward to in a week or two.
Yeah, that's unfortunately, Bernie, I won't be able to make that one, so I'm going to have to watch that on YouTube at some stage and see how well my fill-in goes. I might be out of a job after that round.
Yeah, well, the first thing is I've got to find a fill-in. Otherwise, it's going to be me and a sock puppet doing all the commentary, and that would not be pretty, I must say.
I don't know, Bernie, you do quite well in the other ones by yourself, and having a sock puppet there might be a little bit entertaining for the viewers there.
Yeah. All right, we might leave that there. But as we have a look at the leader, Christopher Osborne, Baden Reed is now in second position. Christian Challoner's up to third, so I'd say George Fullerton has made that stop.
Yes, Benny, I say he has done that stop. So we're getting into the nitty gritty now, mate, with only less than half an hour to go.
Yeah, so George Fullerton's brought the number 46 in. Guy Leach has jumped in, and they are currently circulating back in 9th position and 52 seconds down. Their sister car, though, is up into 4th and trying to close on Christian Challoner for 3rd, but they've got quite a big gap to close if they hope to get that final podium.
Yes, Benny, it's definitely going to be a challenge for them to try and get on that podium, but look, we know they're going to push as hard as they can and get up there.
Yeah, definitely they'll push hard, but it's so great to see both the Kimi Rural Fencing number 72 up there, and especially the number 66 Blackadder Motorsport entry up there on the last step of the podium at this stage.
Yeah, for sure, Bernie. We've seen in the championship standings, they're not totally out of it at the moment, but got a little bit of work to do to try and catch the boys. But just shows that the consistency, they're definitely up there and giving it a go. And this is not going to hurt their championship aspirations one little bit.
Yeah, that's right. As we can see now, Ian McMahon is coming under pressure from Gary Hamilton. This position, folks, is for 5th.
Yes, and we knew Gary was going to come on strong here. So look, I can't see him not getting this position. Nothing against Ian McMahon, because I know he can drive well, but we've seen Gary up near the pointy end, so he's definitely quick behind the wheel as he's getting a good draft here, Bernie.
Yeah, he's definitely going to have a go under brakes here, as Ian again just brakes slightly earlier to let Gary through there.
Yeah, for sure, Benny, and it's not, these guys know what they need to do, and well done by Ian, and knew that he couldn't really fight him, and knew Gary was so much quicker, so let him go, and I'm with Gavin here at the moment, watching the Sweck boys behind him. It's not for position, but that Rothman's got fairly fresh boots on it, doesn't it, Bernie?
Yeah, they've just come into the pit probably a lap ago, so they've got fresh tyres on. So as we can see, they're having a move on the inside of Gavin. Yeah.
Yeah, it was quite easy in the end, wasn't it? So fresh tyres are definitely the cause of the day, but it's one of those things, how well it works and traffic and that sort of stuff too, Bernie. So don't think it's quite worked out for the Pagani boys tonight, but look, they gave it a shot and they went for a better option because they knew the tyres were really dropping off near the end of the stint.
Yeah, that's right, but they've still got a car in the top 5 there, so you could say that strategy has worked to a certain extent, and the other car's in 9th, so to have both cars after 2.5 hours in the top 10, I think they should be pretty proud of that.
Yeah, Benny, and they've even got they've got 4 in the top 15, so it's still not a bad effort for the whole team on a whole, so doing quite well, I think.
That's right, as we have a look now of Baden Reed in 2nd position, lapping Tim Ballinger there again, so it's good to see these guys. They're having a great run, and as we wind down with 27 minutes to go.
Yeah, and Christopher Osborne has definitely got a big gap there, so he's going to look after these tyres here, I think, Bernie. You can just tone it down a bit, not too much, because we know if you turn it down a little bit too much, that's when you can get in trouble, because these GT3 cars really need to be pushed quite quickly to get the most out of them.
Yeah, definitely, but one battle that is brewing now is Nathan is starting to close in on Gavin Sadler for position 7, so I have a feeling if this continues we could be in for a little bit of a battle here.
Yeah, Bernie, we certainly will, so it's one of those things, isn't it? So the Shelby boys are definitely doing a good job. They're up into 8th, so another notch in their belt to get into 7th, so doing a really good job tonight.
Yeah, definitely, and I'm having a look further up. Troy Maguire in 4th. He's really only taking 0.2 of a second out of Christian Challoner at the moment, so that they're going to have a real battle to try to close that gap with 26 minutes to go.
Yeah, for sure, Bernie. Really needs to dip and try and stay into the real low 47s to even have a shot at trying to get into third spot at the moment. But doing a good job. I think at the end of the day, with the strategy they switched to try and keep the tyres under them, I think probably at the end of the day, with the way that they said they had the car set up, probably the best option for them tonight.
Yeah, definitely, and we're just having a look now as just trying to get that number, but they're too quick for me. Hang on a second, folks. I'm going to get that number. The Evolution Racing Australia entry, we know is a lap down. I think that's Tom Jones there. He's really turning out the lap times at the moment.
Yeah, Tom's quite a quick driver, isn't he? When you get a quick boy out on this sort of stuff, you're going to get snuggled up by some of these good teams. So we know that Tom was in with the KRF boys, but ERA saw the talent there and grabbed him, and just a shame that they had a dropout, because we were pretty certain that they would have been up here at least fighting for the top spot, I reckon, Bernie.
Yeah, that's right, and one group that is fighting for top spots now is Gavin Sadler and Nathan Hapatz. Nathan has closed that gap, and he's starting to apply the pressure.
And it looks like we got Sean from Shelby Racing down there in the green room, Bernie.
Definitely, we'll bring him up. Do you want to have a chat with him while I keep an eye on this battle?
Yeah, Bernie, I'll have a chat and see how the guys are going. Hey Sean, welcome to the RRTV commentary booth. Your team is running in the top 10 tonight, mate.
Yeah, we're having a good night tonight for a change, which is very exciting.
Yes, we noticed you were creeping into the top 10 there, and in the last 20 minutes, you've really got up into the top, into the 8th position here, and probably even got a shot to get in 7th here. So, bit of incentive to gain another position, mate.
Well, we're hoping so. Nathan's doing a great job. I think we're going to get a bit of pressure from behind, I think, in the next few laps, but it'll be interesting to see how it pans out.
Yeah, well, we were just watching Nathan here. He's having a dive, and he's got that move done by the look at it, if he can keep it nice and controlled. And yeah, he has. So he's got that position. So well done, Nathan. But at least he's got a little bit of a pick. So he's got a little bit of spare time up his sleeve there after getting around and getting that position, mate.
Yeah, he's doing really well, and so we're really proud of the effort tonight. He's doing an excellent job.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you guys were running well last time at Silverstone, but one of you guys had issues with the internet, yeah?
Yeah, Nathan last week disconnected, and then I jumped in, and my pedals moved about 6 inches forward, so I had to scoot down and try and run up 2 stints in a row with hardly being able to reach the pedals, so it was a dodgy race last week.
Unfortunate for you guys, but it's good to see that you keep coming back and getting into this series, this league, and keep coming in and racing. And I know as commentators we enjoy that you guys keep coming in and putting an effort in and putting on a show for us.
Yeah, thanks for that. Really appreciate it. Well, we're having a ball. We're loving the series. It's been a great fun so far, and we're looking forward to the rest of it.
Yeah, for sure, mate. And I know Benny and I are up here, and I know we gabble on a bit, but it's really good to see that boys are out there swapping and changing and trying different strategy. Is that something that you may want to look forward doing in the next season?
Absolutely. Strategy's been very interesting tonight to watch as well. And yeah, we've taken a bit of notes out of what's happening tonight, and we'll be definitely taking that in the next few races.
Yeah, it's good to see, like, you know, it's so realistic with these cars, and like what I was talking with Rod and Troy earlier tonight, people don't think that sitting in front of a TV screen is a sport or find it a little bit funny, but give it a go. It is so lifelike, isn't it?
Absolutely it is. There's a lot of work goes into it, a lot of practice. I probably spent 15 hours practicing this week, and I had a wheel die, so I haven't been able to race tonight. It's as frustrating as anything.
Yeah, I'm sure it is, mate. I was having a wheel issue, and then I've realised it's partly my fault for having a bolt that was slightly too long, which I've got to get onto Fanatic and let them know I've sorted the issue out. But on a whole, it does get a little bit frustrating when your technical equipment fails you while you're racing, innit?
Absolutely, absolutely.
But I suppose that sort of puts in a little bit of realism too to our sport. We've seen here at Clipsal there with poor old Scotty McLaughlin blow a hose in the first race and have a few issues, and I think he did a battery there in the last race there today.
Yeah, that's it, exactly. It definitely has the realism, and you know, these are the things we've got to get over. It just it's all part of online racing, I guess.
And it's one of those things with online racing, in it, mate. You know, there is a lot of skill involved, and but it's enjoyable too if you get the right guys together. And this series put on by Gavin, they just do a phenomenal effort, don't they?
Oh, this series has been fantastic. It's been so much fun. It's been incredible.
Yeah, and me and Bernie love watching you guys. I mean, it's good to see, and I know sometimes we do miss a few of you guys, but as we go along and get our handle on this sort of stuff, we do start noticing guys, and appreciate that you guys keep coming in here, and like yourselves, you know, we've seen you struggle there last week at Silverstone, and now you've bounced back and you're in 7th position and running strong, so well done to you boys tonight.
Yeah, thanks for that, and thanks for the broadcast. They've been awesome. We always watch the replays. They're great stuff.
Oh, thanks for that, mate. I know Bernie puts in a lot of effort. I'm the lucky one out of the pair of us. I just tag along and dribble a lot and have a bit of a laugh here with Bernie and try and make it a bit of entertainment for you guys at home. And like we said, we'd like you to try and share it, try and feed it out there to everyone, even with your workmates. I know it helps Bernie with his broadcasting, so and it'll make the broadcasting for everyone a lot better too, I think.
Yeah, I agree. The more the merrier. The more viewers we can get on board, the better.
Yeah, and Bernie's had a milestone, so we've got 200. So we'd like everyone to subscribe. I know I've got a few friends out there. I've told them to subscribe. I don't care if you don't watch it all the time. Just subscribe and get the numbers up, because all the subscribers and that he can get on here, it just helps him out.
Yeah, absolutely. And Bernie's doing a fantastic job, as are you, Adrian. It's fantastic. We love it.
Great, good to hear. We love that feedback, and we always enjoy the feedback that we get. So thank you very much. While you're here, before we let you go, Sean, because we got another person in the green room there, is there anyone you want to thank besides the brilliant commentary team?
Big thanks to everyone that's organised the event, and obviously a big thanks to Andy for stepping in and racing at the last minute tonight, and thanks to all the other competitors. It's been awesome.
Yeah, thanks, Sean, and look, keep it going, mate. You're doing a fantastic job there with the team, and look, we're going to be keen to watch you next week, and keep up the good work.
Great stuff. Thanks, mate. Talk to you later.
Thanks, mate.
Yeah, so in the green room at the moment we've got Brenton O'Brien from Evolution Racing Australia. We'll bring him up and see how his race is going at this stage. Hi Brenton, welcome to the RRTV's commentary box. How's your race panning out tonight, mate?
Well, considering that Nathan, Brenton and myself have done literally zero practice during the week, and it was very much a last minute decision to race, I think we've done alright. We've kept our nose fairly clean, and I think we're up to the top 15, I don't really know at the moment, but yeah, happy along for a couple of plotters.
Yeah, we've got you in 15th position in the number 26 entry, which was a fairly good run, but your sister car with Tom Jones behind the wheel had some bad luck earlier, which is so unfortunate, because I reckon if they didn't have that internet disconnect, they would have been up the front tonight.
Oh, I've got no doubt that Jones-Jackson car would have been right up the front tonight, and it even was that first stint where Jones was up in the fourth. He was actually heavily able to fuel save, and even at times was dropping down to fuel map 2, which was taking the mickey out of the rest of us. He was really, really quick, but we can't be too critical of Jonesy tonight. It's his dad's birthday, and his dad decided for his birthday that he'll shut the internet off for a while and pull a plug out and change it for something that he got for his birthday today. Hence the disconnect.
Happy birthday to Tom's father there. As Nathan just runs a bit wide, he's gathered it up again, but and he's continuing on there, Brenton.
Yeah, he doesn't race the rough. This is actually, I would go as far to say this is the first time he's ever driven the rough, and I think he's done an exceptional job. Normally in the McLaren, and you're going to see some changes with our team next season, where we might be running the McLaren as well in the SEK. But yeah, he's done a great job. He really has. Yeah, and with our other car, we had Michael Ford, who was supposed to be with Charles the Sierra, but again, they had bad luck. Mick got called into work, he had to go, and Charles, who lives over in the UK, had a late night watching the Clipsal, so a late night over there in England, and just didn't wake up in time. So we told him to roll over and go back to sleep. So yeah, overall, it's a disappointing night. We know the result was going to be there for our main car, but yeah, these things happen. That's racing. Yeah,
and it looks like Tom's dad has unplugged the internet again, because unfortunately it looks like they have disappeared. But it's good to see the Maverick Welding number 26 entry there in 15th, and having a fairly good race there with Nathan behind the wheel at this stage.
Yeah, and as I said, he's done a really good job. He should be super happy. It's just good to have him driving again. He didn't do much driving for a while with he's moving house. He's building a house, so he's been out of the game for a fair while. So it's fantastic to have him on board. He is a good, steady driver. He's not the quickest in the world. He'll be the first to tell you that, but he is quicker than the average bear. So, as I said, great to have him back. Great to see him driving more often as well. And hopefully helping us get the job done, especially more for next season now, I think we're looking to.
Yeah, definitely. And for these enduros, it's so important to have, a good, reliable driver like Nathan there to keep that car in one piece and keep on moving up the positions.
Yeah, and already our eyes are... I think for our team it's been a very successful season with SEK. Look, we're not going to take the title. We know that we've missed the race last week, the Premier Series, and wasn't able to get on board in time. We probably jumped on board halfway through the first lap already, but next season, we've got some exciting news that's going to happen with our GT3 team. We've got some fantastic new drivers coming across that we're looking forward to getting their bums in a McLaren MP4 12C that they'll be racing. So it's going to be really, really exciting times ahead for the Evolution Racing Australia team.
Yeah, fantastic. We should let you go, but before we do, Brenton, is there anyone you want to thank?
Yeah, look, I would thank Maverick Welding. Obviously, Mule and the boys there at Maverick Welding do a fantastic job sponsoring us. Demonov Innovations, they sponsor us as well within our team. And like I said, I'm going to put a special thanks out to Nathan Britton tonight for showing up. Happy birthday to Tom Jones's dad. I hope your night went better than ours. But and to you guys as well, Ranger and Bernie do a great job as usual.
Yeah, no worries. Well, thanks for coming up. We just noticed Nathan did have a bit of a lose, but he's gathered it up, so you might want to go and give him a few kind words.
Yeah, we'll do. Cheers, boys. Have a good night.
Thanks, Brent.
That was Brenton O'Brien there from Evolution Racing Australia, the Maverick Welding entry of number 26 that you can see on your screens now.
Yeah, Bernie, and the time is winding down, Bernie. You've probably got about, roughly 2-3 laps left to go?
Well, we've got 11 minutes according to my watch here, so we've probably got another 5 laps to go at this stage, but it's definitely winding down.
Yeah, and like I said, I think Chris knew that he had quite a big gap here. His lap times are definitely not where they were earlier in his first stint. They're fairly consistent 47, high 47s, low 48. So he's still pushing along, but he's not pushing as hard as he was earlier tonight.
Yeah, that's right. But he does have a gap of 44 seconds over Baden Reed at the moment in the number 72 entry. So he can afford to slow down a little bit, I think.
Yeah, and isn't it good to see these boys bounce back? Baden Reed in the KRF rough car here tonight. So after last week, just didn't quite get their strategy right last week at Silverstone, and I think they've gone with the more conventional one and come away with a second. So well done to bounce back from there.
Yeah, definitely. And this team is really starting to show us what they're capable of. They had a great run last week as well. I think they faded a bit, but tonight it's definitely a well-deserved second position at this stage.
Yeah, for sure, Bernie. And I'll tell you, even Christian Chilner here at the moment in third. How's that? Being running in the top 4 at the start, and then come in to do his last stint, and he's into third place. So she's a bit of a hard choice tonight for the best drive tonight, I think, there, Bernie.
Yeah, it definitely will be, and it's quite interesting to see that Troy Maguire just can't close that gap up on Christian. So I think it's looking good for the Blackadder Motorsport tonight.
Yeah, good result for him. look, even if Troy could catch him down, which we don't think he will with as the time running down, but still would have been a good result even if they did get caught to be 4th place. So doing a great job again. Good consistent run by these guys, and that's why they're fairly well placed in the championship.
Yeah, definitely, but they don't want to hang around too much because Gary Hamilton has put on a spurt of speed, and he is currently closing by 0.4 of a second on Troy Maguire. So I think this 3C's craft beer is hungry for 4th at this stage.
Yeah, and it looks like Gary did his personal best lap time in lap 75. So we're looking at about what. So I think it's 18 laps ago, but that means that it was after his pit stop, Bernie.
Yeah, definitely, and he can definitely see Troy Maguire in his view now as we jump on the roof of Gary. So I think this battle's going to be on in the next couple of laps.
Yeah, for sure, and we know Gary is no slouch, so it's another position. Get up there. We know that he does a great job, and sometimes they just don't fall for him midway through the races. So this would be a good bounce back for these guys tonight.
Yeah, definitely. It's good to see them up there in the top 5 at the moment, and the other guys we should give a shout out to is Ian McMahon at the moment in the MF Tech entry. They're looking good for 6th at this stage.
Yeah, and look, the Pagani IRF boys, look, they've got one in 4th position and going to be fighting for that one soon. But look, they've got 3 more there in 8th, 9th and 10th at the moment. So doing a fantastic job again there, Bernie.
Yeah, definitely. And the other one looks like Gavin Sadler's got a burst of speed as well as he's closing in on the back of Nathan Hupatz in the number 14 entry. So these guys are battling now for 7th and 8th.
Yeah, Gavin's come back. I know Nathan overtook him earlier in their stint and trying to hold off while we were talking to Sean a little while ago. So looks like Gavin's got a bit of pace back, got a bit of rhythm, let the car cool down and trying to chase back down and try and get this position back. Yeah,
definitely. He's looking like by the times he's pretty much lapping the same as Nathan, but as you know, once you can see that competitor in front of you, you're going to go for position.
Yeah, for sure. And just caught Lance again having a little off there at Oak Corner. So not a good night for this Kimi Ruler's fencing BMW tonight, but we'll know they'll come back next week and give it another shot.
Yeah, definitely. So, folks, we've got 2 battle packs here we're going to try to keep an eye on. The first one is for 7th and 8th between Nathan and Gavin in the iRace for Fun entry. The second one that is now building is between Gary Hamilton and Troy Maguire, but we'll hang on with this battle for the time being because I think Gavin's about to make a move.
Yeah, we've still got 5 minutes to go. I should have looked at that one, Bernie, instead of the other one that I was looking at. Got to make sure I look at the right numbers. No wonder you have me off basically before, but yeah, 5 minutes to go. So yeah, we're looking at about two and a bit laps to go, Bernie.
Yeah, probably 2 and a bit laps to go now, and I wasn't having a go at you before. I was just correcting you, mate.
Yeah, I know that, Bernie, but yeah, one of those things. It's really interesting. Now we've got these 2 here, and yeah, that's one up the front with Gavin. It is getting closer, so there's only like a second in between them at the start-finish line on the previous lap, but I think it's a lot closer than that now, Bernie.
Yeah, he's definitely started closing in. Nathan has responded a bit and pulled that gap out slightly, but with 4.5 minutes to go, it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, with both of these packs, while you're keeping an eye on Nathan, I'm here with Troy and Gary, so just keeping an eye on those as well and seeing what sort of lap times they're doing. Gary did a 47.1 previous lap, and Troy's just looped it there coming onto the last corner, Bernie. The old rough curses, and it shot him into the fence, so hopefully he can finish the race here, Bernie.
Yeah, we'll just grab a replay of that, folks, and see how the rough curses bit poor Troy at this stage. One thing about these cars is they snap fast when they go. Yeah,
Bernie, I suppose that really does turn me off with these roughs, but look, if I can get in a rough that's going to handle nicely, I might change my tune, but they're still a great car. Yeah, he just hit the curb there, Bernie, by the look of it, on the inside, and it just pushed the car out. So it's not really the curse of the Porsche, it was just the curse of the grass on VIR, Bernie.
Yeah, well, we know these GT3s are stiffly sprung, and anyone who saw the Clipsal today in real life, you could see the same sort of result happening with, I think it was a Ferrari today, having the same problem, hitting the curb and spinning into the fence. So I don't think in this case it was a rough curse.
Yeah, not that time. I'll let the rough off this time, Bernie, but yeah, definitely the grass, and we know that if you step a boot off on this grass here at VIR, it certainly does bite you hard.
Yeah, definitely, and it looks like Troy is continuing. We're just going to have a look inside the car and see how his steering's looking, if he's suffered any. At this stage, it doesn't look like he suffered any steering damage at all, so he's got away with that, I think, Adrian.
Yeah, he did hit the wall substantially, but nothing major by the look of it. He really didn't have a lot of speed. I think it got washed off a bit with his spin.
Yeah, definitely. And we've got his teammate, Rod Pinder, waiting in the green room. So we'll quickly bring Rod up and then we'll call the end of this race.
Yeah, for sure.
Hi Rod, welcome to RRTV's commentary box. We just noticed your teammate there having a bit of a spin, but it looks like he got away with it.
Yeah, the car seems to be okay. I haven't had a chat to him yet, but yeah, just a few laps to go, so hopefully he can just bring it home.
Yeah, it looks like he's got a good enough gap of 8 seconds over Ian McMahon, so it looks like you got out of jail for free on that occasion, mate.
Yeah, it looks that way. That's alright, he's been doing great on track, so he's allowed one little slip up.
Yeah, so with 58 seconds to go, Rod, if you can excuse me for a moment, I'm just going to call the end of this race, but we'll definitely come back to you at the end of the race if that's okay.
Of course, no problems, Bernie.
Okay, Adrian, 41 seconds to go. Let's wrap this race up.
Yeah, for sure, Bernie. So obviously with 30 seconds to go now, I can't see Christopher coming back and do another lap because we know it's quite long and he's just coming onto the back straight away now. So looks like Chris has got this wrapped up tonight. Yeah,
definitely. He hasn't received the white flag as yet. So with 12 seconds counting down, I would say he may have one lap left to go.
Yeah, it's going to be close. To see how this iRacing shows it, and there it is now, Bernie. So definitely he's going to come around and get this checkered flag.
Yeah, definitely. The white flag has just come out now. It appears in iRacing the white flag comes out when the seconds reach 0. As we see Christopher Osborne now taking a well-deserved win, 54 seconds gap over, would you believe, Christian Challoner in the Blackadder Motorsport entry is in third, and Baden Reed is in second at this stage.
Yeah, well done, Baden. He's coming down the back straightaway now, and Christian is also on the back straightaway there, Bernie. So good job by Christian. I don't think he closed the gap too much, but he maintained it quite well.
Yeah, definitely. It's only an 11-second gap. As we see now, Baden Reed in the number 72 Kimmy Rural Fencing Rough coming home for second position. Great result for these guys tonight.
Yeah, for sure, Bernie. After last week at Silverstone, it didn't quite go to plan for those guys, as Christian is now starting to come over the line for third place. Well done for those guys. Still, we'll have to debate on who's going to get driver of the night, I think.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a bit of a debate, but as we now see Gary Hamilton, great recovery drive there in the 3Cs Craft Beer BMW coming home in fourth position.
Yeah, well done to Gary. Drove phenomenal in that last stint to work his way back up into fourth, so well done to him. And there goes Troy over in fifth now, so he's still stayed in fifth, so well done to get there. And then Ian McMahon with the MF Tech boys making sixth.
That's right, and seventh, Nathan Hapatz in Selby Motorsport comes home in seventh, closely followed by Gavin Sadler in eighth.
Ninth, well, geez, Benny, you might have to go through these because I don't have my overlay with Pagani IRF boys.
Yeah, I'll take everyone through the full field before we get into the interviews. So, Christopher Osborne has won tonight, followed by Baden Reed in second. Christian Challoner third. Fourth was Gary Hamilton. Fifth, Troy Maguire. Sixth, Ian McMahon for the MF Tech Racing. Seventh, Nathan Hapatz for Selby Motorsport. Eighth, Gavin Sadler. Ninth, Paul Mansell. 10th was James Pull behind the wheel of that car. 11th, the Schweck brothers come home in their Rothmans Rough. 12th, Trevor Forster was driving the BMW. 13th, Terry Marwood. 14th, Guy Leach, that's for the Pagnian Imports entry. 2 laps down. Nathan Britton brought the Evolution Racing Australia Maverick Welding Rough home in 15th. Tim Ballinger had a fairly good run tonight for Redback Racing, bringing their BMW home in 16th. Matthew Zimmerman home in 17th. 18th was Daniel Leet. 19th, Lance Hawes for the KRF BMW entry. 20th, Richard Brookfield. 21st was Tom Jones. Internet issues tonight, and happy birthday to his father. 22nd, Clint Ironside, as we know, retired. So did Braith Morrow, Michael Ford, David Mutton, and John O'Barry did not get a start tonight.
Yeah, Bernie, so before we get Rod back up here, I suppose the debate is who we're going to give the drive of the night for. I know Gary did a fantastic job in his last stint there to bring the car home in fourth, but to me it's either going to be Baden or Kristen in the Blackadder, which I'm more tending towards Christian tonight, just the way that he did his first stint. Hang back there to start with, and then brought the car home in third.
Yeah, I'd probably give it to the Blackadder Motorsport, because not only was Christian consistent, John King was also very consistent, and those guys are in the top 10 all night. They didn't have a bad night, and they brought that car home in third.
Yeah, Bernie, so I think we actually did come to a decision there, mate. It wasn't as hard as we thought, but yeah, Blackadder with Christian and Mr. King.
Yeah, that's right. I knew we'd come to an agreement. I just like the suspense, mate.
Hey, we don't always agree, but that's we're allowed our disagreements.
Yeah, definitely, and it spices it up if we disagree anyway. But one thing we probably can agree on is that Rod Pinder's back in the commentary booth, and well done, mate. 5th position tonight.
Yeah, thanks, Bernie. How was the race from your seat?
Oh, it was pretty good. I think both Adrian and I had a great time tonight calling the race. Lots of battles up and down the field and a bit of action, so yeah, it was good. So, sorry, I forgot I'm actually interviewing here. So 5th position home for the Pagnian Imports IRFF entry. That's not too bad, mate.
Yep, not too bad. It could have been better. We were probably targeting a podium there at the end. We just had a scrappy sort of last third to the race. I made a little mistake in my stint, dropped a few seconds trying to overtake a couple of guys, and then we messed up our last pit stop. We put in too much fuel, and we also had a bit of an issue pulling away. The car tried to run some repairs for some contact or something. I'm not sure. I didn't think the car was damaged, but it held us there for about 10 or 12 seconds. So the combination of the extra fuel and the slow getaway meant that I think we dropped about 20 seconds in that pit stop. So that really hurt us. Otherwise, I think we would have been right up there with fresh tyres battling for that last podium spot.
Yeah, well, thanks for that, Rod, because while you were in the pit stall there, I was calling it out to Bernie that it sort of was such a long stop, and it sort of ran forward there for a bit and stopped again, so a bit of bad luck there in your last stop, mate.
Yeah, the car dropped down and I was yelling at Troy to go, and he was yelling at me saying he couldn't, and clock was ticking away. It was a bit of pressure there at the time, but yeah, I'm not actually sure what happened. I have to catch up with him after, but he just said that it was holding him there for repairs or something like that. So it was a bit of a shame. And we have a fueled it as well. I think we ended up with about 30 litres in the tank, so we got our calcs completely wrong on that last stop. So there's always room for improvement, isn't there? But it was a bit of a shame. We could have given you a better finish there, a bit more action at the end, I think, if we got that right, but it wasn't to be.
Yeah, and we're having a look at your sister car, the number 46 entry. What happened to them? Because they finished in 14th and 2 laps down.
I'm not sure, guys. I haven't caught up with those guys yet, so I couldn't answer that one.
Okay, no worries. So turning our attention to next week, I think we're off to Zolder. So are you guys looking forward to that round?
Yep, not a track that I've run much of, but the little running I have done, it seems like a fun track. Quite tight and twisty, so yeah, I think it's going to be an interesting race. Should be good fun, as always.
Yeah, definitely. So before we let you go, Rod, as always, who would you like to give a shout out to tonight?
Just to all the guys on track. I thought it was actually going to be quite a messy race tonight. It's a tricky place, VIR. There's a lot of places where you can run into each other, and the field gets banked up. And I was actually expecting quite a few incidents through the pack, and the field was really clean. I think big pat on the back to everyone, certainly who I was racing with. I think everyone did a really good job. So I think to the whole pack, everyone did really well, and obviously to the winners, to Direct Clutch, they did a great job. And our boys at IRRF, as always, good preparation and a good effort by all the guys.
Yeah, it definitely was. It was a nice, clean race tonight, and it was great to call out. So thanks for popping in, Rod. We'll catch up with you next week, mate.
Yep, thanks for having me, and good call as always. Cheers, guys.
So, folks, that was Rod Pinder from the iRace for Fun Pagnian Imports entry. They finished in 5th position. So, before we wrap this up, Adrian, what's your final thoughts on tonight's race?
Oh, geez, Bernie, same as always. These guys are definitely turning it on for us. Such a shame with Rod. Obviously, that explains a little bit with their pit stops tonight, so their last one. So, what could have been, I suppose, for those guys tonight. So, and it's good to see that these teams are starting to do a little bit more strategy, and it's really throwing in some real interesting racing for us to call and for the viewers to watch, really, isn't it?
Oh, definitely it is, and we can definitely see now as these teams change it up. It's definitely spicing up this racing. The other one, what could have been, I would say, would have been poor Tom Jones there in the number 326 Evolution Racing Australia entry. They were really strong tonight, and unfortunately they had internet issues which caused their retirement. So hopefully they'll have a better race next week.
Yeah, for sure. Look, one of those things, have family over and don't realise that, unfortunately, it's an important piece of equipment that's been running on that socket there, Bernie. And just that sort of internet issue. I'm sure you'll have a laugh about it, as everyone else has. So unfortunate for those, but it just shows you the talent of Tom there. How well did he make his way back through there when they did come back on?
Yeah, definitely. And to his credit, he did come back on. He didn't walk away and continued. But unfortunately, they did retire later on in the race. But, it happens, I guess. So, folks, we're just about to wrap this up tonight. If you like your open wheeler racing and you didn't catch today's race, definitely check out the replay of the Australian Skip Barber Championship, which is on our YouTube channel now. Tomorrow night we have got the Monday night Australian Skip Barber Strength of Field race, which is a nice short 30-minute race, but it's often very action-packed. That comes to you at 9:15 tomorrow night. We'll be back again Thursday night for the Star Mazda Australian Championship, and those guys are putting on a fantastic spectacle of racing. So if you like that open wheeler racing, check that out Thursday night at 9:15 p.m. And of course we will be back next week for the SEK Queensland round 8, I think it is, at Zolder, Adrian.
Yeah, round 8 for Zolder. I'm thinking that's the German track in it, Bernie.
I think it's in Belgium, but don't quote me on that one.
We've already done that through the SRA, I believe, yeah?
Yeah, mate, it's a fun track.
So that one's going to be really tight racing, Bernie. Once again, another track overtaking is going to be difficult in some places, so that's going to be really close battling, I think, there, Bernie. So we're going to have to watch that. A few guys will be banging door handles, I reckon.
Yeah, that's right. And it looks like we've just had a late entry into our green room. We've got Nathan Hapatz from Selby Racing. Should we bring him up and have a quick word before we close this broadcast?
Yeah, Bernie, a quick chat, and then we're off to bed because we're oldies.
You said it. All right, welcome to the commentary box, Nathan Hapatz from Selby Racing. Fantastic drive tonight, 7th position, Nathan. How was it from your perspective?
Yeah, it's a fantastic result for us. We started 11th and lost a spot at the start, but Andy put in a great solid first stint, just sort of stuck in traffic and made the tyres last, got a good number of laps out of it, and it just all clicked after that.
Yeah, it certainly did. It was good to see you guys. You were pretty much in the top 10 all night, and having a 7th finishing result, I think, is pretty good. So well done on that, and hopefully we've given you guys a lot of coverage tonight.
Yeah, look forward to watching the replay. We had a couple of good overtakes, and honestly, 7th for us is like a win at the moment. So we're pretty happy with that.
Yeah, Nathan, Adrian here. We were talking to Sean earlier, so you think he might be out of a drive next week, so seeing that you two guys worked really well at VIR tonight?
Don't tell him that. No, his wheel will be fixed pretty shortly, and he'll be back in action pretty soon, I think.
Yeah, fantastic. So next week I think we're at Zolder. So what's your thoughts about Zolder, Nathan?
Good question, Bernie. VIR, we'd never driven at that one either, so we just put in some laps this week and found a reasonable enough setup to get us to 7th, which was pretty good. So Zolder's going to be the similar exercise, I think. We're just work away for the first few days of the week and see what happens.
Yeah, definitely. I've run at Zolder a few times, and it's quite a good track. So, but don't quote me on that. See how you guys feel, and I'll get your answer on that next week, I think.
Cheers, Bernie. We'll have a good crack at it anyway.
Yeah. So before we wind up the interview, is there anyone you'd like to give a quick shout out to?
Oh, I just wanted to thank Andy for filling in at such short notice tonight. Sean's wheel broke this morning, and we put out a call to the rest of the team, and Andy stepped up and did that first stint and helped us qualify. And if it wasn't for him, we would have been probably down the order a bit, I think.
Yeah, well, that's a great recovery. So well done on tonight. 7th position. Yeah, excellent job.
All right, thanks, guys.
Okay, Adrian, I'm going to...
Yeah, Benny, I'll quickly correct myself. I've just gone and checked Zolder. I know Zolder now. It was an old Formula 1 track, so it's actually not as tight as I thought. I always thought about the other one where it's really hard to pass, but Zolder's not a bad track, so definitely something to look forward to, and quite quick too, Benny.
Yeah, it definitely is, and again, it's got a lot of undulations, a lot of fast parts, but especially all those tight S-bends definitely sort the guys out with their brake setup, so it's something definitely to look forward to next week.
Yeah, and they've got to be careful on the chicanes because they certainly overrun those. They can get a shortcut penalty, so they're going to have to be careful on that next week.
Yeah, and they can also get a lot of air too off those, and as we've seen tonight, when these cars are pretty stiffly sprung, it doesn't take much to turn them around, so they're going to have to watch those curbs next week. Yeah,
for sure, Bernie. So there you go, viewers. We did fix ourselves up. Lucky I was on top of it and corrected myself then, but it should be an interesting race next week, so yeah, no worries. And viewers, don't forget to press that like button and share it with all your friends and family, please.
Yeah, that'd be great. And if you like what you've seen and you haven't subscribed yet, definitely subscribe so you can be alerted as we bring out these videos, which we're putting out probably about 4 a week at this stage. So thanks to all our viewers tonight for watching. I'd like to congratulate Christopher Osborne, Chris Tarrant on winning tonight's race in the Direct Clutch Motorsports race. So on behalf of Adrian Jarvis, I'm Bernie Wiemers and you've been watching RRTV.